Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're watching us on and also on the Dua TV radio. This is a joint broadcast that we're doing. It's going to be in English, most of it, mostly, but it's to bring breaking news. Actually, it should really be stating breaking news on there. And it is something that we should all be aware of. I should have made it breaking news, but it is. I will need to bring your attention to things that many of us are unaware of. So very, very important if you're coming in. So let's have a look. Sometimes when I'm writing this, when I saw this, I was so shocked that I am so shocked. I am shocked. So anyway, we'll carry on. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you all. Of course, one of the news we need to also, we will talk about some shocking world news as well. So, but we will touch on that briefly. So let us, please, if you're joining, please share the broadcast. Help us grow the platform. Good morning to you. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want you to know that there are things that are being done in certain areas to make things very difficult, but we will not relent. Nonetheless, go ahead. We keep telling you to subscribe to us on Citizen AY, and there is a reason why we're asking you to do that. There is a reason why we do that, because please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. As you know, Facebook and things are making things very, very difficult. And also, I've just found out just yesterday that on YouTube now, on the Dua TV radio, there are some restrictions on our posts on the Dua TV radio. Now, continue to subscribe anyway. We say to you, continue to subscribe, but it is even more imperative that you help us continue to grow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So it seems as though a lot of what we're doing, a lot of the truth that we're exposing, some people don't like that at all, and they want to frustrate our efforts. We will not relent nonetheless. We need to continue and raise the level of awareness. So if you are getting this broadcast, the best thing you can do for us right now is to share the broadcast. Just go ahead, share the broadcast, let as many people as possible know. We will talk about, this is not only the topic we'll talk about, but this topic is central to what we're trying to really do. And so if you are watching this for the first time, you are just joining us, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you're on Facebook, please go straight ahead to Citizen AY on YouTube and subscribe. Help us grow the platform. It is really imperative that we take steps to change the narrative in a way. We need to be in control of what is being done, and we have to raise the level of awareness within our community. Like stated before, many people do not understand when you get a news report. They are doing certain things to make the news report seem like it's not important. But we try to bring to you the very, very important information, and in a way in which can be disseminated very, very easily and quickly among ourselves. So please, if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube right now. Let me just reiterate that point. So go ahead, hit what you need to do. Click on Citizen AY. Click on Citizen AY. Subscribe, notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up. Very, very important. There is a lot of work that needs to be done, and like I said, we have our account numbers and things going across the screen. Whatever you can do to help us, if it's to share, please go ahead and share. If it's giving us stars, please go ahead and give us stars. If it's to be able to become a member on Citizen AY on YouTube, then do so. We're grateful for your continued support. because we need that support to be able to continue to deliver the message of speaking truth to power, exposing the lies that has been told to us so many times, for so many years by those in power. And we need to free ourselves. You see, if you're going to free ourselves, we have to free our minds. Our minds have been conditioned to believe in their lies, and we need to break it down and expose all that lies to our people, so we know what's going on. So before I go ahead, let me urge you, if you're watching this for the first time, I thank you. You're watching Susanna Why, the platform where we speak truth to power. One more thing. What is this here? Sorry, 1 second, please. So I'm just making some adjustments and changes. Something just saw just now. Oh, 1 second. So is that it? No, that's it. I think that's it. Okay, good. So now, before we go ahead, I will sing the Yoruba Nation national anthem. I'd like somebody to send me the Biafra national anthem, and what I will try and do is play that as well as I sing the national anthem, because we are in this struggle together, and we need to start using both of them on my broadcast, because we need to work in unity to achieve this self-determination, and of course Middle Belt as well. But here we go. So, Yoruba national anthem. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún orílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, ká gbéga, ká gbéga fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Good morning to you all. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This morning, we have some really sad news to touch on briefly. And the news we had this morning is that of the late Shinzo Abe, the former Prime Minister of Japan. He was shot dead at a campaign rally by a man using an improvised gun. So this is a guy that many people know of. May his soul rest in peace. He was killed whilst it was on the campaign rally for his party. He had security guards there, but apparently the man was able to get through. He had 2 security men there, and he managed to use an improvised shotgun to shoot twice at Shinzo Abe. Let us go and get a picture of him up so that people can see what we're saying. I mean, it is a shame. It's a tragic loss of life, and this is a man that worked for Japanese people. This is a man that believed in Japan and spoke for the Japanese people, and that sadly has meant that there's there is a terrible loss of his life, an untimely death at the hands of somebody who assassinated him. So here is a picture of him, and the picture you're seeing poignantly is a picture of him that was speaking. It was actually speaking at the event. That's a poignant picture. So may his soul rest in peace. So, and that was there moments before he was shot, literally seconds before he was shot. They took his life out, and he's a man well respected across the whole of Asian world. So we condole obviously with the Japanese people. Like I said, one of the things the reason I'm bringing this up is that these are people that are actually, even he had some sort of Boel issue. That's why he resigned from government. And even though he wasn't able to participate fully, he resigned, but he was able to still help the main party in Japan, and he was going out and making campaign and campaign on their behalf. So that is selflessness. I'm sorry, that kind of commitment to nationhood is lacking in contraption Nigeria. And that and that is why we cannot support contraption Nigeria. So we condole with him and his family and the whole of the Japanese people for the loss of his untimely death at the hand of an assassinator who took his life. So may his soul rest in peace. We condole with the people of Japan. They call it Shinzo economics. Because apparently he was one of the, if you count all of the Japanese prime ministers, that is one that everybody around the world knows. He knows, he's met who's who, and he's really brought Japan up to world level in terms of his commitment to their nation and their place in the world, as it were. If you contrast that to what is happening in Nigeria, they are trying to dismantle and kill on a daily basis. Everything that the contraption Nigeria knows is about taking of lives, taking of land, and displacement of indigenous people. So we condole with the family of Shinzo Abe and, of course, the entire Japanese people at this untimely death of such a great man. As a man revered. Even when he resigned from being the prime minister, he was the number 2 most powerful man in the country behind the current prime minister. That is how impactful his life is. So those of you who are in the Middle Belt and the South, I'm speaking specifically to those of you, the Efulefu, the politicians who are telling us to vote in these useless elections that will not take place. What legacy? Just look at the legacy that Shinzo Abe has left behind for his people. Shinzo Abe has left an amazing legacy for his people. This is the service of his people. I mean, Japan is not a country you push to one side or anything. So that is what we want to see from the leaders who are coming from the Middle Belt, who are going to be in Biafra and, of course, in Yoruba Nation. There is no doubt we must go push forward and achieve Yoruba Nation. It is already there. The recognition is what we want for Yoruba Nation. And the programs that we're doing is geared to ensuring that we, the people, we continue to show example of good leadership. There's not one person you can point to in contraption Nigeria that you can say has led an example of good leadership right now. Nobody. Zero. The nearest we came to it was Obafemi Awolowo, and of course we know what they did to him. The nearest again we came was when again they killed Abiola, and now they're now coming with these trick elections. Look, what you have is a Fulani National Electoral Commission. We are not a democracy. It is not independent. Any election you hold will be determined by the Fulani National Electoral Commission. Those are the facts that's as a stand. So we stand by that statement. Now, again, we commiserate with we condole with the family and the people of Japan at this difficult time when they've taken the life of Shinzo Abe. But what we want to say is we are mentioning this. Compare the greatness. Look at what he has achieved for Japan. What has the people, the presidents, the people who have led you, what have they achieved for you in contraption Nigeria? Let us ask that question. What have the people who are in power right now in contraption Nigeria, what have they achieved for you? Do people respect your Nigerian passport? Does your passport hold any value around the world? Does your Naira hold any value around the world? When people hear the name Nigeria, what image comes into their mind? When people hear the name Nigeria, what image comes into their mind? You know what comes into their mind? A corrupt nation, a nation that has failed its people, a nation that does not care for its people, a nation that does not care for the life of the indigenous people. These are the realities. The man here, Shinzo Abe, is a man that they're going to have days of mourning for him. That is how impactful he is. So we are asking again, those of you call yourself leaders in the South, what legacy are you leaving behind? What legacy are you leaving behind? Lagos is flooded every year, but yet we are told to shout, Emilo Koni. In the east, they don't have their own harbor, but they are telling them to go and shout for them. We are doing well. What have they achieved for you? What have these people achieved for you? What this man has achieved, what this man has achieved for his people, it is something that the whole world, it is indisputable. It is indisputable. You know, the fact that they have infrastructure, you know, a very good cost of living ratio that supports the people, the means to survive, the economy, even the Japanese yen. All of these points to good governance. All what I'm saying here, it points to good governance, putting the needs of the people collectively first before his. Yes, it comes from a family that's a group of leaders. But when you say that, now you can go and look at Japan. People revere Japan. People want to go to Japan because Japan is a country that is built on making sure that the people live a fulfilled life within that nation. You can't say that about country from Nigeria. So we say condolences to the family of Shinzo Abe, the former prime minister of Japan, who was killed by an assailant and was assassinated. They rushed him to hospital, but of course, by the time they got there, it was too late. So may his soul rest in peace. So that's a bit of a segue to what we wanted to do. But again, when you look at the achievement of Japan, this man, he ruled the country for over 8 years, consistent, and he came back, I think, 2 or 3 times. The last time he resigned because of ill health. He realized that he was not well enough and he gave up the position. He realized he was not able to lead because of his health condition, and he steps aside to allow the country to continue to grow so that he doesn't hold them back with his own self. And he said, I will not be in leadership if I am not physically able to do so. That is commitment to his people. Who in country Nigeria can you point to that will give such a sacrifice? Who? I'll wait. Who? You can't point to anybody. There is nobody you can point to in country Nigeria that will do that. Nobody. Zero. So this is somebody that we should look at as, for the coming generation, somebody that is working for his people. That is why we are going for Yoruba Nation. If you are not speaking the same language, you cannot have the same goals. It is as simple as that. If you're not speaking the same language, you cannot have the same goals. If you're a Biafran man and you're speaking to your people, you will ensure that their needs are met. When you become a leader for those groups, you will ensure that their needs are met. Because if you don't, they will hold you to account. In the country of Nigeria now, a Fulani man will make the lives of Biafrans a misery. A Fulani man will make the lives of Yoruba people a misery. A Fulani man will make the lives of a Middle Belt misery. And nobody will hold them to account because they've imposed that fraudulent constitution on you. And that is why we're saying it is time for us to go. We need to break apart. Country of Nigeria is a fraud. We need to break it up. The next statement that we're making will make that even clearer. Again, I'm going to ask you a question. So we're going to pull away from the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, may his soul rest in peace. We pull away from that now. So let's go back to the topic of the day that we're going to do. I want to just talk about that for a few minutes because to show you that the kind of leadership that we lack. Those who are, and I want you to know that those who you call leaders, they are not leaders. They are puppets. They've been handpicked to do a particular role, to keep you and I subservient, to keep you and I enslaved in our own land. And it is through bringing programs like this up to awaken our minds, to break free from the chains that they've tied us and held us back for over 100 years, literally, that we can truly free ourselves. That is the step we need to do. We must stand for and speak for Yoruba nation, the land of our ancestors, the land that my ancestor has lived in and existed in for over 13,000 years. I state that confidently and with conviction as a Yoruba man. That land, the indigenous people, I am an indigenous man of Yoruba land. My ancestors has existed for a minimum of 13,000 years. There's evidence of that. The man they found in the cave of ashes in Hueleru in Edo State confirms that. Isharun, go and check it. That is your history right there. And we are staking, and we call on our ancestors. We call on Yemoja, Ogun, Shango, all the Irumoles. We call on all of you. We call on all of you to guide us as we go forward and realize Yoruba nation. And in your names, in your honor, the Yoruba nation shall stand, Ashewa. So I want to state that, and I firmly believe in this. There is nothing anybody can say to me or those of us who are going for Yoruba nation to change our mind. There is no amount of money you can pay. This is beyond money. This is about us and our land and our people and the protection of our people. As I talk to you right now, we are in serious danger. Again, before I carry on, I want you to know, every community right now, you need a whistle. You need a whistle, because the statement I'm about to read to you will show. I've been talking about this for days now, weeks, and I will not relent. You need a whistle. Every community, let's make sure that our communities get a whistle, because the government of the day, as I'm about to explain to you, they want to displace us permanently. They want us displaced. They want us away from that land because they want our resources. So please, every community, let's ensure that our communities can get a whistle. We need that to raise alarm. And also, like I said, we will go back and talk about it again. I'll do the program about the community action plan against terrorism. Because I want you to know one thing. You know what happened with the Kuje? They said, 600 people escaped. They didn't escape. The government planned for them. Like I said yesterday, they planned for them to be released by the terrorists. They simply moved the army away from the regular people, the army that used to protect that area and guard it. They moved them away. So the new ones came that were put in there to replace them. They didn't know what was going on. They were attacked, and they released over close to 1,000 men. 1,000 terrorists are running around. But hear this. 1,000 men have run around, are running around terrorists. 1,000 terrorists are running around inside the country. They are not leaving the country. To understand it, they are not living, they are in the country. What that means is that those terrorists, where do you think they are coming? Where do you think they are coming? Where do you think those terrorists are coming? They are coming to the Middle Belt and the South. And this plan I'm about to explain to you and expose to you will confirm what I'm saying to us. They are going on with their plan. And the fact that the terrorists are free running around, these men in the picture, Peter Obi and Tinubu, they are telling you to vote in elections. What will they be saying in the coming days when the terrorists start attacking, when those 1,000 terrorists start attacking? Because they will be going to the Middle Belt and the South. That is why the government released them. Because they still want as many people taken out as possible. The government is putting the plans for waterways in place. I'll talk about that in the broadcast. But I want us to really understand that in the face of having 1,000, and this is people said over 1,000. Now they said they've captured 400 of them. That is just talk. They haven't captured anything. They said they all escaped. So if they all escaped, how come they suddenly say, we got 400 of them back? It is all a plan. We have to be very, very alert. Please, as you're watching the broadcast, go ahead and share. We need your support in growing the platform on YouTube. Share, subscribe, become a member of Citizen AY. On Facebook, give us stars. Facebook are playing games with us. There are certain things that we should be coming to us in terms of the viewership and the number of people we have, but we are being denied all of that. But we won't relent, because our focus is to make sure that our people get awareness. We need awareness, continuous awareness, to prepare, because a war is upon us. War is upon us. Now, let me just go ahead and do this before I go ahead. So please, if you're watching this, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, the first thing I'd like you to do is to go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY as we speak. Just go to Citizen AY on YouTube, click subscription button, hit the notification button, give us the thumbs up. And of course, we're grateful for those of you who are on Oduduwa TV Radio, who subscribe to us as well. Continue to subscribe to us and continue to share the broadcast. It's very, very important. And like I said, both, it seems Facebook and YouTube, and in fact all platforms, they seem to have a way. I don't know what's happened. They're trying to restrict what we're doing, but we will not relent. We will not stop. How you can help us is to simply share. If you cannot give us stars, or if you can, we welcome your giving donations. You can also do super chats. If you can give us super chats, and we'll mention your name, and we talk, and we thank all of you that have been doing that, giving us super chats and stars and all of that. We are grateful for that. We need more to be able to reach more people. Like I stated yesterday, we're trying to make sure that on ground now we have impact on ground in terms of the awareness of our people to prepare themselves against the invasion that's already in place, how we are going to displace those, how we are going to ensure that we protect our communities against the terrorists who have been invaded, who the federal government has allowed to come into our communities. So there's a lot of work for us all to do. Now, let us read this now, and I will talk about this in detail. It says here, federal government to start resettlement cities, starting in Edo State. They are starting this in Edo State. I'm going to give you more details about it. They are starting in Edo State. This was said by Iman Sulaiman, the head for the resettlement agency. Now, the question I'm asking is, and what I'm saying is, Middle Belt and the South, we need to wake up. This is part of their strategy. We need to wake up. I will go and read it all. And Obi and Tinubu, who are telling us to go and vote, who's going to vote? Who exactly is going to vote? The people who are being killed, who the terrorists are shortly going to be, going to go and kill, are they the ones who are going to vote? Any talk of elections right now is madness. We need to wake up now. So I am trying to bring this to our attention, because many people may not be aware. And oftentimes these things are going on and people seem to think, oh, we're just talking. Good morning to you all as you're watching. Please share this broadcast. Don't forget to, as I said again, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. There will be frustrations here and there where they're trying to put in our way. But we will believe in, we speak truth to power. We're not lying. We're not hiding any facts from you. We want to enlighten you. Oduwatide, good afternoon to you and welcome. So we're here to enlighten and raise the level of awareness of our people so we can make informed decisions. We have been lied to for so long that many of us do not understand what has really been done. And it is time for us to do that. Kuje prison is part of the agenda to finalize Islamized Nigeria. That's all Buhari's mission as president. Absolutely, Ifejika. Indeed, my brother. Yes, my brother. Oh, wow. Great to speak to you. Ifejika, my brother, I greet you. I wish you Ndewo. My brother, thank you very much. We are in this struggle together. So, look, all of us now, I want to greet my brothers who are on Citizen AY, Bolaji, George, Barry O, Universe, Oguntunji, Saeed, my brother Ifejika, Ace, and many others who are watching. Let's go to the Oduduwa TV radio platform on Facebook. Say a quick hello to everybody there as well. We're trying to make sure that this information is important, is spread far and wide, because these are the kind of things we need to do. It's not about just shouting. We are raising the alarm, the plans that they're putting in place, and they are doing it in plain sight. That is what is very important for understand, is that the plan that they're doing here, they are putting it in plain sight. Okay, Ajibade Benjamin Kolade, watching from Ibadan. Thank you very much. Prince Kamaru Ayodeji. Good morning to you. Alayi Sunday Samuel. Thank you. Olanrewaju Arolu. Thank you very much. Folake Ogunride and 15 others. Rufus Dan, I greet you all. Shegun Adeyemi Stephen, good morning and good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching around the world. Please share this broadcast. It's very, very important that we continue to raise that level of awareness. Please share. We welcome you, stars, support. The account number is on the screen. We have PayPal, Cash App, and whatever you can do, because we need to really get to that point now where we must all help as much as we can. Because what we're trying to do is the work we're trying to do here is about our awareness of each individual in our communities. Again, I said the simple thing, this whistle is a very important thing. Every community should already have it. Yesterday, I've seen videos where people in Agbo, they've gone into Agbo and they are shooting, they've got all of these trucks, big, massive military trucks, going to towns that have not been developed. The government have money to buy trucks to go and kill the people, but yet they have no money to build infrastructure for the people in the community. Can you see what is going on? It's time we woke up. This is the reality that we face, and I'm urging you all. This is not about elections. The plan is to ensure that this 2022, according to what my Lafia said, civil war is going to start. We need to wake up. The Kuje invasion by terrorists and the release of 1,000 terrorists, is clear indication of the plan of the government to flood the entire Middle Belt and South with terrorists who will do untold damage and kill as many people as possible in our communities. Somebody should already have been sacked. The military who are responsible for those men leaving, and the people and their bosses should all be sacked. But nothing is going to happen because the plan is to take over our land. They don't want indigenous people to be on our land. And it's our responsibility to stand there and defend our land and our people. And our ancestors are with us. I want you to know that. Now, so please, a simple whistle is a good place to start. In every community, please share. Share. Now, let's go and look at this story. We're going to go back. We have to go forward. We have to go back. So we're going back now. Let's go forward now. And let's go back quickly. So I want you to now I want you to look at this. This is the story, and we will read it in its entirety. Let me see if I can do something quickly. 1 second, please. Here we are. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Share. 1 minute. So here we go. Share. Now we're gonna do this again. Give me a minute, please. Just give me a minute. So you would read. I'm going to read that story in its entirety, and it's important that we really get the context. It's very important. Okay, good. It's there already. Now, here's what I want you to look at in the middle of all of it. I'm not going to be there. So, Nigerian Refugee Commission to build 5 resettlement cities. That's what they said. Yeah? Now, what I want you to know about that for refugees. So, this is Iman Sulaiman. She's the head of the Nigerian Refugee Commission. So she says the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons has commenced the process of providing 5 resettlement cities to harbor displaced persons in parts of the country. Those are her words, though. Federal Commissioner of the Refugee Commission, Iman Sulaiman, disclosed this on Thursday, just yesterday, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, during the weekly ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications team. According to her, the pilot phase of the project began in, listen, Borno, Kano, Katsina, Zamfara, Nasarawa, and Edo State. Now, I want you to hold on to that Edo State. We will come back and explain that a bit more. Listen now, next one. Now, The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced has commenced for cities in the country. So let's go. So I read that before. Now, she explained when displacement happens, floods, communal clashes, and other floods, communal clashes, people lose their homes and means of livelihood. So we have started a piloting phase of our project, resettlement in 2020. The project's resettlement city will entail building small cities because persons of concerns have 3 options of doable solutions. Now, let us ask a question. If you are talking about people being displaced, why are you still allowing foreigners to come into the country? Why? Why are you allowing foreigners to still come into the country? Because what they're saying now is that they're saying that, one second, please. 1 second. One second. Okay. Beg your pardon. I had to. Beg your pardon. I just had to quickly get 1 or 2 things done because it was a bit hot in here. It's a very, very hot day today. So the question I'm asking is this: why is it that they're still allowing, even as we speak, foreigners are coming in without any restrictions, but yet they are talking about building displacement cities? Do you not see that what they are really trying to do is move out the indigenous people and bring in the foreigners who have been given NIN by Pantami? Are you not seeing this? I don't understand how much more. This is so alarming, and I am perplexed as to how the so-called political leaders, kings or what, I'm perplexed as to how they are going to stand there and allow their people to be cleaned. It's ethnic cleansing. Shegun Joseph Ayeku, thank you. It is pure ethnic cleansing. They are telling us from Abuja that they are now going to build displacement cities. You see? Now, the project resettlement city will entail building small cities because persons of concern have 3 options of doable solutions. They can either locally integrate. Can you see again? So who is doing integration? The people who are coming in or the people who own the land that you are moving out? Shouldn't it be that the people who own the land are protected where they are? But they are taking away guns from the people in our indigenous communities, and they're giving guns to the people who are coming into the country, who they are asking to come into the country. And that's why I put the picture of Ashiwaju there. That what are they doing? Let me just go and get that picture. And Peter Obi. We are right. It is a right. We have the right to question them. Surely, don't you think? Just put a picture up for a second. That's why that picture is there. Can you see that? I'll come back to that later. Okay, we'll do that later. So what I'm actually saying, I'll come back to that because I don't want it to affect what I'm doing. We'll do later. So now, you see, in the face of this invasion, this is an invasion. They are doing ethnic cleansing. Because what they're going to do is they will moving the people away from their homes, preventing them from going back. And the people that they're bringing in will now claim the land. Am I the only one seeing this? Because I don't understand. Am I the only one seeing this? Type 1 if what I'm saying here makes sense to you. Type 1 on all platforms that you're watching. Just type 1, because I just want to just see, because and to even talk about elections with what I'm just telling you now is meaningless. please type 1 if what I am saying here makes sense to you. I'm going to come back and do this again in Yoruba later on. But for our Middle Belt brothers and Biafrans and Oduduwa people, we need to be able to address this issue. So let's have a look at. So do type 1. Let us hear. Let us just see what the reaction is, because we are facing an existential crisis as indigenous people. We are literally facing an existential crisis. And that is why the Community Action Plan Against Terrorism, 1, Alaji, thank you very much. Bolaji George, 1. So, yeah, so that's on Citizen AY there. Let's go and have a look. Thank you very much for the 1. I appreciate that. Let's look at all platforms. So if you're watching now, just, let us please just do that, because type 1 so we know that what I'm saying makes sense, so that you're seeing exactly what I'm saying. So you are saying the truth. Emmanuel Akinola Elewode, yeah, sorry. Omobalo Obat, 1. Emmanuel Akinola Elewode, 1. So yeah, thank you very much. Those of you keep typing the 1. So I'm just trying to get a gauge of what is going on. Let me go and look at so if whatever platform you're on, please type 1. Type 1. Let us see that what we're saying makes sense. So and of course, subscribe as you're watching. Continue to subscribe on the platforms as stated before. We appreciate you all. So type 1. Tuji Agoro, thank you very much. Michael Ade, good morning to you all. So many of us now, from what I can see, it is generally accepted that what we are seeing is actually a plan to take over our land, and people should. So on that basis, we are justified. We're not abusing anybody. We're not abusing anybody when we say this. We're not abusing anybody. What we are saying is we are calling the attention of Peter Obi and Asiwaju Tinubu, Emilokon. They are Southerners. They are Middle Beltans and Southerners. Well, they're Southerners. What are they doing in the face of this displacement? This is being made. This is a statement made in Abuja, and this is to displace the people. That's why we're doing that now. So let's bring that up. Take that away from there for a minute. So now, because they are asking you to vote, if somebody is asking you to vote, then the inference is that you are safe in your community to vote. But when the government itself is building, when the government itself is building, when they building displacement camps to displace the indigenous people, and they're telling you to integrate. They say they can either So they say they can either locally integrate, resettle, or they can go back to their homes. But sometimes they are unable to go back home. And that is why there's need for building new communities or strengthening the capacity of their host communities. So the people who own the land now, you displace them. And then the foreigners will now come in and they now become the host in the land that they don't own. Are you seeing what is going on? Are you all seeing what is going on? I have to come back and explain this and talk about this at great length. This is a concern, a huge concern. A huge concern. And I hope you're seeing what is going on. This and the governors are powerless. The only governor that is doing anything worth of serious note in the Middle Belt and South is, of course, Governor Autumn. Governor Autumn. Yeah, they are Tunji Agoro. You're right. They are blinded by their ambition. So, but these are the kind of things that we want to bring to your attention. Now, Let us read on. Let us read on. It says here, they can either locally integrate, resettle. So integrate with what? You own the land. Anybody coming into your land should comply with your laws. Do you notice the Fulanese? If you as a Yoruba man or Igbo man or Middle Belt go to the north, you cannot lay claim to any land. But they are bringing in Fulanese to claim our land from us, and then they say they now become the host community. This is what is happening. This is what is happening to us. And I'm amazed that many of our so-called leaders are just going, waiting concern me. It is going to hit you. This thing is not turn by turn. No. Waiting at the talk, not turn by turn. I guarantee you. Now, so it says, we are in the third phase of our resettlement city project. But the pilot phase is in Borno State, Kano State, Katsina, Zamfara, Nasarawa, and Edo State. Now listen to the last bit. It says most of them are now between 70 to 90% completion. But that of Edo State is about to take off. And that is where I'm really going. So they are starting, what they are doing is they're starting this already in Edo State. Do not make any mistake. You see, Kano, Katsina, Zamfara is all statement. They are not doing anything there because they are Fulanese. The Fulanese and Hausas are there. They're not moving anybody else from there. The land that they are going for, that is where they're starting. The Middle Belt and Southerners. And that is what we need to understand. That is why I say to you all, you need a whistle. Community action plan against terrorism. All of the terrorists that they released, their plan is to make people who are occurring in their land become landless. That is the plan of the government. Listen, 1,000 people, terrorists left. Abuja did not talk about it. Abuja instead talked about creating host cities for displaced people. So they are preparing us for what they are going to do, which is to displace us from our own land. Edo State is number one. They're starting, it's going to take off in Edo State. In Agbo, there were trucks. Let me see if I can find that video. We honestly, we are just, this is beyond shouting now. This is beyond just jumping up and down. We need collective action. We've been encircled. And I don't know why people are just not taking on board what is being said. Let me forward this. And we are, we sleepwalking and we think, oh, it's fine. I'm waiting concern me. Not this one, not turn by turn. If we do not take the action to protect ourselves. 1 second, let me just get this back out there. Yeah. So hopefully it should be able to come across now. I'm going to put it across and I will show you the video. And that is everything they're doing is designed. A test ground. Yes, we have to reject it now. Exactly. So they mentioned Kano, Katsina, Zamfara. Now they are testing it. We need to reject it now. That is exactly my point. Tudi Agoro. Thank you so much, my brother. And these are this is not about panicking now. No, it's about taking steps. And there are things that we can do. I'm here to affirm, to tell you there are things that we can do and must do collectively. There are things that we can and must do collectively. Even in your Bible, it talks about you protecting yourself. In your Quran, it talks about you protecting yourself. If you are just waiting and praying, hey, Jesus, blood of Jesus, stop, don't let... That will not stop anything. They will walk in and they will kill you when you're praying. It's happened. How many of the pastors have been arrested and have been abducted and killed? This is beyond prayers, oh. We need collective effort. That's what I'm trying to get us to understand here. Now, let me show you the video. I'll see if I can bring it up. Hopefully it will come. Okay, here we are. Let's go in here. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get it ready. Oh, okay. Now, I mean, they showed the picture of what was happening in Kuje, Kuje prison. The guys literally walked in and they were shooting at people as they laid on the floor. Now, they wouldn't have been able to do that if the regular police army were there protecting. They're the ones who are normally there. But they chased them. They told them to go away. And the ones they left behind, they killed 4 of them. Nobody saying anything. The prison escape should be what the federal government is talking about, not this resettlement thing. This is the... Okay, let me just... So when we come and we say things and we're talking to people, we're not saying this as being alarmist. This is the reality that we are faced with. And until we confront it and address it collectively, we're not gonna, nothing will change. And that's what I'm trying to get us to understand. Now, let's put this up here. 1 second. Now, you will come up soon, shortly. You'll see. Watch this now. Look at that. House in Agbo. Look at all the military trucks going in against defenseless people. See that? Look at that. Tell me that's not a war vehicle. Tell me that's not a war vehicle. That is a tank, armored tank. And who are they? The people coming in are the Fulani terrorists. They should go and stop them from coming in. But they're starting in Edo. Look, this is Agbo, Biafra land. See, look, that's another one. Against defenseless people. Is this how we're going to be looking? I'm just asking, you know, because me, I'm not interested in just talking. We need, you see, information. The information I'm bringing here is to wake us up and know that the time for us to protect ourselves is now. Nobody else. Forget the UN. Don't go and say, let's have a meeting and go and call UN. Nah, the UN are part of the problem. Let us be very, very clear. Let us just be very, very clear. Be very, very clear. Let us just be very, very clear. Look at the trucks there. And they haven't got money to fix your roads. They haven't got money to send your kids to school. They haven't got money to build hospital. They haven't got money to ensure that you have good, to have electricity. But they have money to buy equipment to come and kill you in your community because you are indigenous people. And you're talking about one Nigeria. See? Look at that. See? You see? This is what is being done. And what are those who call themselves our southern leaders? What are they doing? I'll play it a few times. I just want to just get the enormity of what I'm saying here. Because I don't think people understand when you're looking at this. Some people don't understand what we're saying. They don't understand quite how dangerous the thing. Look at that. Look at that. And we are just looking. We're just looking. We're just looking. So they bring the weapons, then they will bring it, then they will bring the men in buses. And the men with the buses, they will have guns, and they will come and attack us. They are not defending the country. The trucks you see here, the trucks you see in the picture, they're not there to defend the country. They're there to attack the indigenous people. I come here because I recognize something. Some people are they're saying na lie that we're talking nonsense. But we are giving you evidence. We just read your report. They're building displacement cities, and they are starting in Edo State. So they are going to displace the people, bring in Fulanis. They will make the Fulanis the host community, and then put Edo people in the cities now that they say, oh, it's a Fulani city. No, you have to go and join them. And we're going to stand and walk. This is what is coming. This is what is coming. Again, with that video, let me play another one again, because some people don't seem to get what is going on. Some people are not reading this right. You're not understanding.
And we're here. Let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and
the same.
They have a sophisticated network.
We are just sleeping.
During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforests of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022,
you see,
they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
You see. Are we not? Is that not civil war?
I'm saying I have a PhD from Oxford University.
Is that not civil war?
I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Balaya?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria.
Everybody knows it's the short one. The short one is the one that they're talking about.
They're looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from.
So, I'm just bringing this to your attention, because we are not reacting to what is going on. And sometimes that is why, again, they are going to start this from Edo State. You see, in Edo State. What does that tell you? I'm going to do a video. I'm going to play a video of the Kuye. I won't show it because they may bring it out, but I want to hear just what they were doing. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't play it, because they might even take away now for the fact that you're doing that there's a gunshot, the sounds of guns going off. But we have to be very careful now on all platforms. Now it seems as though if you play anything that is trying to explain and warn our people, they don't want it out in the air. But we are here to try and explain to you that we are facing an existential crisis, and that is the reality. Let me just do this 1 second. Let me there's something I want you to look at also. Let me just see. I'm trying to get something to you. 1 minute. There is something that came about as well, on top of what I wanted to talk about. They're talking about waterways. There's a waterways bill. You know, they are trying to pass a waterways bill that would mean that all the waterways is now in the hands of the federal government. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to even rouse our people. You can see, we have to continue and push and speak truth to power and awaken our people. But we need the collective action. We're not talking about Bible action. We're not talking about Quran action. We're talking about physical action. Simple things like carrying out, ensuring that our communities have whistle to alert. A government that is taking away arms from the indigenous people and allowing the terrorists to be armed is telling you they want to come for your land. And yet these people, these political leaders, the southern, middle belt and southern political leaders are telling us to believe in one Nigeria. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to explain it more than what I'm doing now. We're trying to rouse us. You should be sharing this broadcast, because the next thing, their plan is to build those cities, 1 minute. Listen to this statement here. Listen to this.
At every given point in time, we're not done talking about the Kuje prisons.
You see?
We're not done talking. Okay, just yesterday, there's this report that the Refugee Commission is talking about building, what do you call it now? Displacement cities. For
displacement cities. I kid you not. I don't know why people are burying their heads in the sand. When this thing happens, it is going to affect all of us if we do not take action. So, see, resettlement cities. Resettlement cities. That is why I come and talk to you about what I'm about to shortly show you, and I reiterate again. Please, everything I'm going to show you now, I am in no way advocating violence against any community. I am in no way asking any community to go and attack another community. I am no way saying that. What I am saying is that in the face of the government failing to give us, the indigenous people, protection, we have the right to life. And that right to life can only be guaranteed by us protecting that life. That means that we have the right under EU, AU, and the Nigerian Constitution to protect our lives collectively. Setting up the community action plan against terrorism in each community is a key step. And that's why we're talking about this. Because their plans, the government should already have for the 2 days now, there should have been a discussion where all of the people that escaped from Kuje, they have been the focus of the government to get them back. And the military officers and the people that were involved and that moved people, moved the regular from there, they should have all been, sacked or, disciplined in a very, very strong way. They should come out on TV. In fact, they should be court-martialed. But none of this is happening. None of this is happening. And I just get the sense that many of us, the conditioning that we've gone into, that we've been conditioned, has gone so deep. So deep. In the face of all of what I'm showing you, they're going to make Edo State the first testing ground for clearing out southerners from their own land and making them refugees in their own land. Because the people who are going to be in the host communities that they're creating will be what? Fulanese. Let me open the phone line if people want to call in and let's have a discussion among ourselves. In every community now, do you know people on ground? Can you make this aware to them? And I'll don't talk about how prepared they are, but perhaps make people aware of what is coming. I don't know. I mean, this is, and there are steps we can take, that we must take. I am telling you now that it is not about worrying and oh, what are we going to do? How we no, it is already in place. It is already in place, and we have the wherewithal to get to counter this. There are things that we can do, but we can only do anything if we are forced alert. We can only do anything if we are alert. If you want to call in on +44 7399 580 606. Let us hear your thoughts. How are you reading this? Shouldn't we be making this something? Shouldn't this be something that the likes of Peter Obi and Tinubu and all of the others, shouldn't they be talking about that? They're talking to us about elections when the government of the day is planning displacement camps, displacement cities. And they're starting in Edo State. This man, shouldn't they be talking about that? We should be raising about all of this right now. Every Southerner, every Middle Beltan. But because of what they're going to eat, they're not going to say anything. They won't say anything. And what we try to do is to make us aware that these kind of things are not stuff that we just walk away from. Your life already, this has been going on for years. Many of us didn't know it. Even in the South, your life already means nothing. That is why they can kill anybody, they can throw tire on anybody's head and burn them. I want to ask you a simple question. How many Fulanis have been burnt to death in the South? How many Fulanis that you've seen that has been burnt in the South and Middle Belt? How many? I'll wait. If you can't answer that one, how many Southerners have you seen burnt to death in markets all over the South and Middle Belt? Countless. This has been happening for a long time. Our lives has never been allowed to matter. But we've never been in a situation where we could question these things. We've been conditioned to accept this, is what I'm saying. Because right now, the boy that was killed, the bus conductor that ran in front to the police station. The police PO, the DPO that was there was a Fulani man. He watched as the fellow Fulani killed a Yoruba man in Yoruba land. And now he's now turned on those that killed, that burnt the cow, that wasn't there at the time, and they've arrested all of them. And they all have to go and provide £1,000 and 100,000 naira before they're bailed. But the man that killed that young man, they said they put him in jail. Where is he? He's gone. I hope you're seeing what I'm saying. These men, they want to talk about elections. Fine, you want to talk about elections. But the safety of the people is the priority here. The government is doing resettlement cities. They are moving. Let me show you again. Let me show you this. Just to show you again, in case. So you can see it. You can call in. See? And we don't know. We're walking past. They're doing this in front of us. You see, they've so conditioned us to accept this as a normal. They are coming into our communities with tanks. Everybody should be up in arms. We don't want this in our community. No, we don't want more. They should be up in arms against this. But nobody's saying anything. Look at the guys, we're all looking. Let's watch them. Look at that. Look at that. Just feast your eyes on that. And that is going to be something you'll be seeing with a regular, for a nation where the people are supposed to be protected. All of these trucks should be at the borders, not in our communities. They should be protecting the borders along the border on the north. But they're not there. They want us to integrate. That's the word that Gutierrez used, that we need to integrate. The foreigners, we have to integrate with the foreigners in our own land. But yet, in Europe, they will not allow an African to integrate by coming and say, I'm coming to stay in Europe. We're being sent back to Uganda and Rwanda. But if it's an European, oh, you're Ukrainian, oh, you're welcome. The same word. You can see this is a plan to displace us because of the resources in our land. And that's why when I do programs like this, I do it to awaken us. To awaken us. To awaken us. All of this stuff that they're showing, I can see they're showing Peter Obi with his so-called running mate. All of this is distraction. When we will understand that all of this is mere distraction? Huh? When are we going to understand? When it's too late? May our ancestors, may our Yoruba ancestors, may our Biafran ancestors, may our Middle Belt ancestors get into our mind collectively as communities and wake us up to be able to confront and defeat this impending danger that we all collectively face. Ashe, Ise, Ashe, Ise, Ashe, Ise, so shall it be. Because this is not about talking, and all of this is all a game. It is all a game. See? It is crazy. It is crazy. And these guys are telling you, displacement. But they're telling you to believe in one Nigeria. Are you not understanding what is going on? Let's play it again. Then I'll move to the next topic. I was going to try and... But before, I'll come back again. I'm going to try and... See, just keep looking up. Let me find you the water resource bill. Sorry. So I'm going to put that there. So let's put that away now. Now, before I do that, I'm going to quickly talk about something again. Again, like I said, when I show you this, this is the work I've done myself that I'm hoping that others can use. I am not asking anybody to go to any community to attack anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have the right to defend our lives. So when you see an array of things that have been put together, it's intended to be used by the people in the community in the Middle Belt and the South to protect themselves. If they have access to it, to use it to defend their lives. Not to go to any community and attack anybody. It's important to restate that. Because I want people to not, because I don't want my words or what I show to be misconstrued as me advocating for violence. We are actually advocating for the violence, the killings to stop. And the only way that can stop is when the people can protect themselves. So, with that said, let's watch this now for a little bit. So, there is something called Community Action Plan Against Terrorism, CAPAT. Let me even make it simpler. I'll do that here. Is that it? Yeah, I'm going to do something. You will see come up now. I want to make sure, I want that thing to be something that you can actually, it can make sense. Yeah. So So, CAPAT. So that's the word there. So let's just make sure that is. So as we're talking, so that we know, this is something that we need to be doing. Community Action Plan Against Terrorism, CAPAT. Because you see now that the government of the day is actually sponsoring the displacement of the indigenous people. You see it. And they are going to make Fulanis the host community. They will move the people who own the land and make Fulanis the host community in our own land. I find that incredulous, and it's beyond words how horrific that is. And the people who call themselves leaders are busy campaigning about elections in the face of what I've just showed you. So that's why, because they're not doing that, we need, we are not pawns, please. Exactly. Yes, exactly. We have the right to protect our life. That's why everybody watching this, again, keep sharing, keep making people aware. But please, whatever you're learning here, 1, don't go and use it against your community and attack people. 2, you are not to use whatever weapons to go and attack anybody. This is about defending yourself and your community collectively. You are not to learn anything you learn here to now use it to attack and beat women in your community. That is not what is, no. This is about protecting your community collectively. You're not to go and use guns and things to now start robbing your people in your community. Then you are just as bad as a terrorist. That's what I'm trying to make sure we understand in all of this. As we're saying this, I'm saying it loud and clear. I'm saying this loud and clear. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget, we do need you to help us grow that platform. And as you're watching, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Okay. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Help us continue to grow that platform. Again, those of you who are on Oduduwa TV Radio, thank you very much for subscribing. Continue to subscribe, of course. Also, if you can also be a member on Citizen AY, a member on Oduduwa TV Radio, help us continue to grow that platform, both on YouTube and of course on Facebook. You can, if you wish to give us stars, great. The least you can do as you're watching is to share this broadcast, because you could save a life. And what we're trying to do on this program is not to do anything about tittle tattle and all of that stuff. That's not what we're about. Or this one said, that said. We need to save as many of our indigenous lives, from Middle Belt to Southwest to Southeast, to save our lives. Edo State is where they're going to start with their the city that they want to, displacement city. And we are just looking. So let me do this. So put the name of your community there. Let me see if I can. Is that there now? I don't know if I did that. I did. Yeah, it is there. Okay. Name of the community and all that. And then again, I've said it before. We're still, even at this late hour, I still think that trying to ensure that the so-called leaders in the community wake up and take action, it must be something that we must do, So we need that to happen. We need them to sort of wake up and know that this is not something that we accept in any way, shape, or form. We need to defend, protect, and defend ourselves in our community. It's very, very important that we take those key steps. And I cannot overemphasize this point. I really cannot overemphasize the need for us working together and not allowing this to go on. We need to put a stop to it. We need to defend ourselves collectively, as Middle Belt, as Biafrans, as Oduduwa people. So part of that is, number one, as I said, as you create your community action plan against terrorism, you need to have 2 delegations from each of the communities together. Go to your governors now. Even if it's something you can do on a weekly basis or daily basis, go to the governor's office, tell them you need them to pass the law that Governor Autumn passed. We need that. Go in, if you have 2 of the delegates from each of the communities in each of the states, from the middle belt to the south, because what Governor Tom did is what should happen. They've passed amended a vigilante law that now allows the community, the vigilantes within the community, to carry guns to protect their community and defend themselves. That is very, very important. As you saw, the young man Abubakar or something they cut both of his arms off when he had the guns, when he had the gun for the Amotekun people. And what we need is, we need more people protecting those areas so that this kind of thing will not happen. And as of course, when that happens, the government are not going to pay him compensation, nothing. Our lives don't matter to these people. Why should you want to be in one Nigeria with people that do not count your lives to be worth anything? Why? Why should you want to remain in one Nigeria with people that do not count the lives of Middle Belt and Southerners to be worth anything? Just explain that to me. Just explain that. Just explain that. Those of you who are telling us to go and people to go and vote in elections, why should we vote in an election with the very people who do not value our lives? That's the question I'm asking. So again, just going back to the central thing here, part of the plan is to go delegate minimum of 2 delegates, people from that each of the community will choose, go and speak to the governors, and all of the communities should do that, and go to the governor's office and speak to him and the House of Assembly and say, look, we need the gun, we need the vigilante law right now. And whilst that is happening, the community can then go ahead and start planning for how they can defend themselves. In your community, identify your martial art experts, identify your local territorial people with native skills, with territorial skills, and identify your ex-servicemen in your community. They need to come together. And then you need to identify which, in the forest, where there's danger, where all these Fulanis are. Those are the kind of things. So you need to know the people you need and the problem you face. So right there, all the community are aware of the 2. Then there will be discussions as to what you can do using all of those things, how to get those things to work to confront the issue of the locations with zero security. I'm not going to go into detail. You know what else to do in that area. So from the martial arts experts as well, again, this is a lot of planning and discussion in all the communities right now. There should be training for our children, our women, women. Simple martial arts. If you practice, it becomes second nature. And our women, simple thing like that can save the life of a woman, prevent her from being raped, our children from being abducted. We teach them that in all our communities right now. Because as you can see, the government have allowed 1,000. Don't believe the lie they said they got 400 back. They've allowed 1,000 terrorists to escape. And they are coming to our communities. And that is the reality that we face. That is the reality that we face. And it is about us taking action collectively to raise the level of awareness in our community and taking steps to address those things. It's no point waiting for somebody and going, oh, that's good. Yes, we can, what are we going to do now? No, prayer will not do it all. Any pastor or imam telling you if you pray, the people who are coming to kill you, they will walk away to the other side. No. Guess what? The people who are going to kill, do you know what they shout when they kill? Allahu Akbar. Do you know what that means? God is great. Are they not believing in a religion as well? They believe in a religion. Religion will not save you. I don't talk my own. Religion will not save you. Right now, it's about taking concrete steps. And that's what we're showing you on the screen right now. So I'll come back to that later. So let us go forward. Please, we appreciate any support that you give us, be it stars, be it sharing the broadcast. Let us continue to really help. These are key information to save lives. I know it sounds boring. I know people will think, oh, but this can save lives in your community. There are simple steps that can be taken by the people. Again, I showed you before moments ago. I'm going to put it around my neck now as I'm talking to you to show you. You need that. A simple thing. Part of the plan. This one here. A whistle. Just a simple whistle to raise alert in the community. That is something that each and every one of us must get involved in. Yeah, they're silent, So, yes, yeah, exactly. So now, please, I'm just saying this now for those of you watching. I'll come back and do this broadcast probably in Yoruba as well later on. But I wanted to reach my Biafran brothers and my Middle Belt brothers, because particularly this broadcast, as I said at the beginning, Edo State is going to be the place where they're going to build displacement cities. Displacement cities. So the trucks, the armor tank you saw, they're going to go into the forest, chase away the people, move them into the cities where the Fulanis will be the host. And we have to make sure we get our community to come up with this plan, to do this plan in each community action plan against terrorism. And these are what I'm showing you. Self-defense for the children, for the women. The women, they can go to the farms. If they go to the farm and people, we still need protection, but they can at least defend themselves if one man comes at them. So if they do the defense, like I told you, boom, boom, they hit them at the lower area. If they train that, they hit them, the man will remain on the floor. You can get away. That's a simple way to prevent being raped. Then the boys, the youth, they can do the same thing, learn those kind of skills, and they can get away from being abducted. These are simple things that we need to really teach our people. Every community needs that now, So, I hope you're finding this right, useful. Again, I'm saying it. Your Bible and your Quran or your shrine cannot protect you. Self-defense can. When you train and you have self-defense, you have a means to at least get away. And that is what we are saying here over and over. If you are watching this program, please share it. It is about to save lives on ground. Even if you can take a simple clip of this. Again, you're going to see some weapons that we're going to show on the screen, but it is purely to be used in the areas in geographical location called Nigeria, in the Middle Belt and the South, to defend yourself, because the federal government has refused to protect the people. Instead, they're preparing displacement camps, displacement cities that the people that they've chased out of their land will have to go to. The government is behind it. That is the reality that we face. That is the reality that we face. That is the reality. And I don't quite understand how many of us think that what we are saying is a joke and not taking this serious. Your Bible alone, or your Quran, or your shrine cannot save you. Self-defense can. And it can reduce, in fact, it can change the course of this so-called plan that is trying to kill us. We can do this. We can do this collectively by raising the level of awareness, teaching martial arts to our community on whole. And everybody, every one of us must know martial arts, because that is a way to defend ourselves. We need to know, that is something that we need to do. So we need to identify the experts, and they must teach people how to carry out that within our communities, So yeah, so what we are saying, everybody, I don't know, people are saying to leave Tinubu and Obi alone. We can't, because they are asking you to come and vote. They don't want to mention, the guys who are asking you to come and vote, they are taking no steps to protect your life. Tell me what steps are somebody who said you just really started something here, and I'm not going to get. There's no way you're not going to stop me. I'm going to ask a question. Those who want you to come and vote, they must surely provide you with means to protect yourself. It's not too much to ask. Those who want you to vote, they must provide you with means to which to protect yourself in your community now. The question is, are they doing it? The federal government, who is supposed to ensure you have safety and security, the primary purpose, responsibility of government is to provide safety and security for the citizens to be able to carry out their daily lives. They failed. And they take no responsibility in providing that to you. But the same government are telling you to come and vote in elections. Whilst at the same time funding terrorists, they released 1,000 terrorists who are going to, where are they going to come? Where do you think those terrorists are going? They're coming into your communities. And we are here raising the level of awareness. And we are right to question Tinubu and Obi. If they're telling us to vote in elections, where's the security? If you have to go to any election to vote, you have to be safe first, don't you? That's not too much to ask, in my opinion. I don't think that's too much to ask. So I will not stop asking that question. You can ridicule us and lambast us all you want, but we're here to raise the level of awareness, to make our people alert, to prepare. And that is what we're doing. We're not being rude, or we're asking pertinent, really important questions. In the face of a government creating displacement cities, and starting in Edo State. And many of you are not aware of this, and we bring it to your attention. And people, the least you can do is to share the broadcast. If you do not agree, tough. But we will bring the awareness and we continue. So that's why we're doing that now. Now, okay, let's go back to the next one, because I'm not going to be distracted. Like I said, it's good you can pray. But I'm telling you, the people who are coming to kill you, when they were going to enter Kuje, they were screaming, "Ooh, Allahu Akbar," and they were shooting. So if you just pray and you don't have anything to protect yourself, you are a victim. May one Nigeria not happen to you and your family. May it not happen to us. So for that to happen, it means we need to prepare ourselves. We need to think about defense. You cannot walk around and expect that God will come and help you. Heaven helps those who help themselves. And that is what we're saying. And it is important to understand that. We're saying this to really reach our people to wake up and understand that we have serious danger. It's not about just talking alone. We need to take steps right now. In your community, you're not safe. I've just shown you videos. Armored tanks into a community that the government has failed to provide water, good roads, schools, bridges, healthcare, safety or security. But they have money to buy armored tanks to go into your community to displace you. And you say we should be quiet. No, we shouldn't be quiet. Oh. We shouldn't. So let's go and look at this. Now, in every community, there's 3 things you need to know. Red, yellow, green. Simple. Red, yellow, green. Red is danger. It means life, threat to life. Let me make an adjustment to that as I speak to you now, because sometimes I get a flash of it here and I need to try and make sure it's 1 second. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, so now, where is it now? I just want to show you that quickly. Again, like I said, under no circumstances must anybody go out and carry any weapons in Europe. You do not go out, carry weapons in Europe or America and say because what you saw on Citizen AY or Dudua TV Radio meant that you are told to carry a weapon to protect yourself. No. We're talking about, this is about only in contraption Nigeria. In Europe, you are not allowed to carry any weapons. It's an offense. In America, yes, you are, if you have a license. And in other places, the same thing. Follow the laws that there are in those areas. What we are talking about is the people who are under threat in contraption Nigeria. I hope that is clear. Very, very important to make that distinction. Now, so red, so So I want to put this. You see that now. So there. So I'm just trying to make sure that this information is something that, you know, we can act on relatively simply. I mean, it's not exact, it is not, but I just want to make sure that we understand that these are simple things that we can do. So red means danger, and danger means that you have to be alert. That means there's a threat to life very high in the community. So every day there has to be analysis of threat in each of the communities. In fact, I'm going to do, let's do this again. Minimal. No. So danger. Less likely. Let's put it that way. Less likely. No, not less likely. Let's put, I'm trying to think. 1 second, please. I'm trying to think on the pod. So red is danger. We got that. Yellow, I'm trying to signify how to connect that so you can understand the threat level. Alert. Alert. Be alert. Yes. Be aware. Be aware. Be aware. Be aware. And green. Green. Just trying to just make sure we put in this. I'm doing this so that we can give us ideas, so that people can think, and every community can do this. And we have to. I know that what I'm doing here is reaching many people, and there are more people watching than it's being showed by Facebook, for example. But please share it now. So danger. So low risk. Yeah, low risk. It's not impossible. So now, so good. Now we've done that. Again, I'm going to save that one. Let me just make sure I save it, because I don't want to lose it every time I do that. Because you can always change and improve things. There's no always, you know. Now, it's okay. So now, so the need to be able to disseminate the threat level across the community. So it's a very important thing that needs to happen. Every community, on a daily basis, there needs to be a way whereby the community is made aware of the threat level at any given point in the community. So they have to put up a system. I'm not going to talk about the system here. No, that's something you need to devise there. And when we have the discussions with people on ground, there's a certain things that we will tell them about how that can be put in place. Simple thing. You can do one or two things. Phones can be involved. You can send it on that. But then there's a way that can be done, and how that can be very effective on ground in each community. So that's something to think of. So for example, when the threat level is red and you can see that people are being killed, danger, everybody is aware in the community. That means that people will have to adjust their travel plans on a daily basis based on that threat level. And because some people, if you're not aware, you can walk into danger, and that is what we want to avoid. That's what we want to avoid. Now, yellow, be aware. That means that, you know, the threat level is high, but because the systems in place by the community, you just have to be aware. And here, that is where your martial arts comes into play. With being alert, martial art actually teaches you. One of the first things you are learning in martial art is to be alert. Be aware of your surroundings. 360, everything around you. You have to be alert and aware. And oftentimes, we are not in our community. So martial art is very, very important in that. Just being aware alone, you save lots of lives. So green, on a daily basis, when the threat level is low or non-existent, then it's again disseminated in the community, so everybody knows, right? Okay, it's low, but we are still watching. But all the while, there's systems in place to be able to disseminate that information and to be at alert. Nonetheless, that is what we need in every community. For example, let me show you what I mean. Because we need something like this. It's not just talking anymore now. I don't believe in talking alone. I believe in taking action collectively. So let's go back and show you what I mean now. So, for example, this now. 1 second. So, now, you see this truck that you see in this picture now. You see all of this now. every community that it goes through, once you have the community action plan, every community that this truck thing goes through, they should all already be alert. And that is why I'm saying having a community action plan against terrorism. Every community that this convoy goes through, they should all already be at alert. And that is why you need that community action plan against terrorism, because it means that when you have that information, you can begin to plan and work out what you need to do. And that is evidence, for example, that every community, for example, they could go to the governor and say, these guys are going to these places, they are coming, we need guns. But if you do not have a community action plan against terrorism, you cannot speak collectively and nobody will listen. But when you're doing this as a community, you can save your lives. So that, that alone, just what I just showed you, by just seeing this and a community being aware, at alert, and it passed information, because one of the things that we've been so programmed to just receive information and act on that information as okay on a religious level. The only thing that we do in our communities are to comply to religious instructions. That is it. Go and check it. In all our communities, we only comply to religious instructions. What you're doing here now is observing, having a system in place to be able to manage and, protect your community by having that community action plan against terrorism in place. Because this is something this has gone beyond trying to talk to one or two people. We want to reach as many people as possible to set that up right now within each community. Even right now, by just making people aware, it changes how you do things. You can prepare in a different way. There are certain things you can do. And even with those strokes, there are things that can happen when you're aware that, you can, but it is about being alert. We don't want to go into detail about everything else, but now. So let us go. I just wanted to show that there. So this information, every community, for example, every community that this truck passes through, they should have a community action plan against terrorism that can be able to raise the alert. It should be part of the alert system, right? Okay, there's a threat level because the trucks have come in. We don't know where. Everybody be at alert, take the steps to protect and defend. These are things we need to do. Many people, they will go to church, they will go to, God help me. The people who are coming to use guns against you, they pray to their God to allow them to succeed. And when they kill somebody, they go, Allah Akbar. That's the reality. Oh. That's the reality. You need to wake up. You need to wake up, and we are here to try and raise your level of awareness. We're not interested in tittle-tattle. Tittle-tattle will not save lives. Fighting each other is not going to save the lives of our community. Fighting each other on social media. Oh, this one said, how dare you? You should respect this. It's not going to save a life on social media. This kind of information that we're sharing will save lives. And that's what I choose to do. It's better. Every life you save matters. That's the kind of thing that I want us to really, these are the things that we're talking about. And nobody can, we have a right. And that's the question. You see, the person who's saying us, oh, I should leave Tinubu and Obi alone. I should be silent. Look at the statement. Look at that statement. Is Tinubu the killer? Why don't you and Obi silent on it? What kind of talk is that? What kind of statement is that? Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. So what we need to do is look at that. See? They're coming into our communities and people are watching. And the only time an army should be coming into a community is to go and defend the borders. But they're coming into communities not to defend the borders, but to come and attack us. That's the reality. So I'll bring that up later. But anyway, so like I said, so the threat level, you need to be able to have a plan in place to identify the threat level at any given time. Red, danger. Yellow, be aware. Green, low risk. That is the kind of thing we need to be doing in our communities. We need that kind of a system in place to protect our people. Give an early warning system if you like. Now, the next picture I'm about to show you. I am not advocating violence to attack anyone. Please be very, very clear about that. But to be able to protect yourself in contrast to Nigeria, we have had to suggest that here are the kind of things you may want to have. I need to put pepper spray in that, and I will do that next time. But of course, all of this, whistle. Every community we recommend, and we try and see if we can find a way to ensure that all of our communities have a whistle. Because these guys are walking around with AK-47 and our government is not allowing us to have anything. So we need a whistle in our community to raise the level of awareness and alertness in our community urgently. Now, this again, it is only in Contraction Nigeria, in the Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast, I'm talking about. Oh, do not make the mistake of walking around in Europe with a gun or a knife or a stick. It is against the law. It is in Contraction Nigeria, because they are trying to take our lives and refusing to arm and allow us to protect ourselves. You have to protect your life by any means necessary. Under Section 33, you have the right to life, and you have a right to defend that life. That is only what we're talking about here. So this is nothing to do with any other generic jurisdiction in terms of Europe, be it America, be it Canada, be it anywhere else. We're only talking about Contraction Nigeria now. Contraction Nigeria and our nations, Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt nation. That is what we are talking about. I hope that is clear. You defend your life by any means necessary, be it knife, be it guns, be it stick with wood, stick on through it, pepper spray, to defend your life. That is what we're saying. And I hope people, I stand by this statement. I don't hold back on it. Richard, good afternoon to you. We must protect ourselves, because that is what is coming. Whether we like it or not, the war is already started. You've seen they're moving military armor tanks around in our community, and the people are still telling you to vote in elections. What kind of nonsense is that? You need to wake up and protect yourself. That's what we're saying. Wake up and protect yourself. Now, so the reason with all of those things I showed you is because our farmers, we must protect our farmers, men, women, against terrorist attacks, entering the farms. And that is why the community action plan against terrorism is very, very important. I call it that, and it's something that you can relate to. Because, like I said, the reason why that is a perfect fit, you can see, Kuje, 1,000 terrorists were released by the terrorists that the government backed. The government backed the terrorists by removing the army, the regular army there that will protect that area. They removed them so they could go in and walk in and kill whoever was there and free 1,000 terrorists. Our job now within our community is to now have a community action plan against those said terrorists to protect our community. So that is why that name CAPAT, Community Action Plan Against Terrorism, is very right, because you are dealing with the terrorism that the federal government has inflicted on you, the citizens, collectively. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. That is what we're really talking about here. And we're trying to raise that level of awareness. It's not about trying to go, please, anything you learn from martial arts, it's not to be used to attack your own community. It's to defend your community. Do not go and beat up women because you learn new skills. Do not go and try and use it and steal because, no. And again, speaking about the farmers, the farm is very, very important. You see, in war, what they tend to do when they start a war against you, they shut down your food source. They shut down your food source. And that is why they are trying to make sure that we can't go to farms. Every community must be able to protect themselves and ensure that people can go to and come back from the farms having a security architecture that's created by themselves to guarantee their safety. And when you guarantee your farmers, your community can survive because you can feed yourself. That is what we're saying here. So they are all connected. And it's all connected. A community action plan against terrorism. And remember, also, we put in the option whereby if the governor suddenly wake up and say, okay, we will pass the law. That is part of the plan again. It's all looking at all areas where to make sure that the community is safe and secure. That is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to reach as many people with this kind of information. Disseminate it far and wide. Don't wait. Don't wait. Hang on a minute. Let me just take something. Somebody just called me now. Let me just get this guy on board. Are you available? 1 second. Let me see. Let me just call him. I'm on air. Can you join me on? Let me 1 second, please. Let me just do this. I want to bring somebody on air right now. Hello, my brother. 1 second, please, guys. Let me see if he will answer me. Hello. I hope you can hear me. Hello, my brother. This is perfect call because I've been meaning to. Hello. How are you?
Hello, sir.
Yes, listen. It's very good to hear from you, my brother. Rekurumi. Listen, I am live on air right now. I know. Can I ask you to do something for me, please? Can you do that?
What's that?
I want you to talk to people about how important martial arts is right now, if it's possible. Can you explain that?
Okay. Even though I called you because we are starting I wanted to send the flyer to you.
Fantastic. Okay, send it to me. Send it to me. Talk about it. I'll put the flyer up now. Send it to me.
Okay.
Send it to me. Go ahead, because I'm sorry, I've been busy trying to do a few things, but what's going on right now is quite worrying. I don't know if you saw, the government has actually put in, they're creating resettlement cities, and they are starting in Edo State.
Can you tell me the link?
I will send you. I'll send you. Hello, I'll send you the link. Yes, I'll do that now. Good. 1 second. I got it. Yeah. I'll bring you in now. Thank you. So what, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have somebody join us live right now. And it's actually good to do this on air. Give me a minute. I just need to get this right. 1 second, though. Don't go yet. Don't hang on. No matter, don't go yet. Too. So you'll see it come up now. Then I can then bring you in and you can talk to the people. And this is perfect. I know the way things are now, we do need to react more or less immediately and get people on board as much as we can. And I've been meaning to call you, but I've just been busy and trying to do a few things. But now that you've come, I'm going to do that now. So let me do this now. Are you there?
I'm there.
Can you just, I've sent you a link now. Come in. Come in and we can talk on air. And that way we can, and you can,
I'm outside. I'm not at home.
Oh, I see. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. You know what? Just, can you talk to people briefly about martial arts? I'll send you the link about the thing, the resettlement community that they're asking. They're starting in Edo State, this government. And that.
When was that released? When did that get out?
Yesterday. A day after the Kuye release of 1,000 terrorists, they came up with a plan. They say that they are now going to set up resettlement communities, cities in states, and they're starting in Edo State. This happened yesterday. Let me get this to you now. So that's why I'm talking about this. We are in serious danger. And unfortunately, I do not believe that there are people who are awake to what is going on. And that's why I felt I just had to get information out to our people and try and save as much lives as possible by raising the level of awareness. So that's why. Sorry?
Okay, so what is happening in Nigeria?
Yes, go ahead.
It's called the war of attrition.
Yes, it is.
Even though I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah.
I think everybody should stop talking.
Exactly.
And those of us that mean well for our people should start organizing. This is not about media fanfare anymore.
No. Thank you.
About sitting down in one place. We are talking about survival.
Yeah.
We're not talking about we just want to survive.
Survive.
It is when you are alive.
That
Just like what my brother says, one of my friends used to say, it is the people that are alive that can shout praise the Lord.
Thank you.
If you are not alive, you cannot shout praise the Lord.
Thank you.
So we want to be alive.
Yeah.
And many people don't understand the gravity of what happened in
Kuye.
in Kuje.
Yes, Kuje.
In Kuje.
Yeah.
FCC.
Yes.
Now, what happened in Kuje was that after the prison break was conducted,
Yeah.
the Boko Haram member guys,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
they gave almost 15 to 30 minutes lecture.
Yeah.
Islamic Quranic
You see?
languages.
You see?
They gave it in Fufude,
You see?
in Kanuri,
Mm-hmm.
and in Ibira language.
Hmm.
Now, that third language is what is scary.
Yeah.
That means another ethnic group has been recruited in their thousands,
You
if
see?
not millions,
You see? You see?
into this agenda.
You see?
And that ethnic group borders close to 3 Yoruba enclaves.
You see now?
One, Kwara South, that is Yoruba land.
Hmm.
2, Kaba, that is Yoruba land.
You see?
Those are places that border places like Ekiti, Ondo. That is why the attack can happen in Owo and nothing was done.
Yeah.
There is a large Ibira settlement in Owo. Majority of the farming in the farming settlements
Yeah.
in those areas of Owo, Akoko are done by Ibiras.
Hmm.
So there is a cross-fertilization of this Islamist ideology that is now in Yoruba land.
Hmm.
So it has now spread. This cancer has spread because geopolitically, those places of Ibira, Kwara South, those are Western Nigeria.
Yeah.
If you really want to do the proper classification,
Yeah.
that is the West.
Yeah.
So if you look at what has happened from the north
Mm.
to this, from the northeast, now in the southwest,
Mm.
and we are like a sitting duck,
Hmm.
waiting to be slaughtered,
Yeah.
waiting to be destroyed.
You see?
Let me also state this. What is about to happen is not different from what happened in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
I've sent you the flyer.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look now. Yes.
Exactly.
Let me do that
So
now.
I've sent you the flyer. So what happened there? You can see that in a heterogeneous country like Nigeria,
Yeah.
where a particular ethnic nationality and a particular ethnic bloc single-handedly monopolize the means of violence.
Hmm.
Because the Nigerian security apparatus is not organized.
Yes. Completely. Completely.
And many of the insecurities of Nigeria is coming from the north. That
It
is
is.
something is wrong.
Yeah. It is.
You cannot use a cat to be safeguarding fried meat.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So you now have a situation whereby they are exporting this insecurity into the town.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see what they do in what we call a Kenyan dialectics.
Yeah.
In the Kenyan dialectics, you create a chaos and you provide a solution.
Yeah.
You are going to create the problem.
Problem.
When the problem claim hundreds of lives,
Yeah.
you now come out and say, oh, you think you know the solution. The solution is this. If you don't succumb to this, you are not going to know peace. And they understand that one of the that 5-letter word, apart from love,
Yeah.
that human beings love to hear is peace.
Yeah.
Even if it's graveyard peace.
Yes.
A
Exactly.
search for peace is what has led southern Nigeria into this mess. For everything these people continue to ask for, we continue to shift ground.
Yeah.
They wanted more representation in the Nigerian assembly before 1960. They got it. They wanted, they created the unitary system of government. They created the state structure. They wanted Sharia law. They did everything. They removed resource control. They destroyed the Nigerian constitution. They got away with it. Everything they wanted, they got away with it by threatening violence.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they know that our people have become demilitarized in our thinking.
Yep. Exactly.
We think democracy can bring peace.
They can't do.
Democracy is not what America is using
Yeah.
You see the economic sanctions. Economic sanctions are terrorist activities, no apologies.
Exactly.
You destroy the economy of a state because you don't like them. That is not democratic.
No.
If people don't want to associate with them, you don't need to force them to bend to your will.
Exactly.
That is an act of war.
It's definitely an act of war.
Our people have been so myopic, thinking we can coexist and live in peace with people who believe in the supremacy of theocracy.
Yeah.
Theocracy is that the supreme, that the government of Allah by Allah, and they don't believe in the Nigerian constitution.
They don't.
And the Nigerian government has told you, in Sudan, what happened in Nigeria happened in Sudan, in Abyei, in Darfur, in those places where indigenous people were wiped out. And they could not win. The Nigerian government cannot defeat these people. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So what they are doing now, what they've done in the Northeast, is that they try to empower a lot of civilians, creating the civilian JTF,
Yeah.
vigilantes. The Nigerian government army has lost it.
They've lost it. Yes.
And for us, at least to be prepared in our minds, we need to get fit, stay fit.
Yep. Indeed.
If we are serious hospital, what happened in our war? We should still be talking about it till now.
Exactly.
But this not even now. We are talking about PDC,
Yeah.
pacified, obedient, articulated. We didn't learn that as of 2015, it was insecurity that APC was telling you they were going to come and solve.
Yeah.
As of 2023, PDP and Labour Atiku and Obi are telling you that they are coming to solve insecurity.
Yeah.
When we understand that Nigeria is at war,
Yep. Yep.
and the territorial integrity of Nigeria is no longer has been compromised.
Yep.
Few days ago, a whole battalion of the Nigerian army was wiped out.
Yep.
In Niger State.
Exactly.
The battalion was
Wiped out.
The battalion was wiped out. And it's business as usual. Business as usual. And they took it further. They came to free top Boko Haram members in the Federal Capital Territory.
Exactly.
The Federal Capital Territory should be the most safest place in the Nigerian Federation. That is the place the federal government has.
Exactly.
They couldn't do that. Even the presidential convoy was attacked. Don't forget that when the president wanted to visit Daura, he had to use money to pay to buy back anti-aircraft guns from the bandits so that they don't shoot him down before he can visit his homeland.
You
I'm
see?
sure we are not connecting the dots.
No.
In 2021, there was a prison break in Oyo.
Yeah. Exactly.
In Oyo town, in Yoruba land, conducted by Fulani militias.
You see?
People don't know. In Oyo, they were marching into Oyo, into the heart of Oyo State.
Yeah. Yeah.
They landed on continuous prison and free their boys,
Yeah.
their people.
Yep.
They did the same thing in Kaba, another Yoruba land in
Yep.
Kogi.
Yep.
Freed their people. They went to Federal Capital Territory,
Free their people.
Something is about to happen.
Exactly.
And these people are conducting, when many of the people that were kidnapped, that were lucky to survive the ordeal, when they come out to speak about their experience on the television or radio, they tell you that they are in camps in our forest where people are heavily harmed. Heavily harmed. Heavily harmed.
Armed.
And they tell you they are from Niger, they are from Chad, and they are here to take up lands. And what was the response of the federal government? Look, if you indigenous people want land, want freedom, you
Yeah.
want peace,
Give them land.
give up your land.
Ah.
And what makes you a Yoruba man is the land.
Exactly.
Without land, there is no Yoruba people.
Exactly.
What makes you Edo is without land, you cannot be Edo.
Igbo. Exactly.
When you remove that land, you become a non-entity, you become a vagabond,
Yeah.
you become a wanderer, you
Yeah.
become useless. Your land is your power.
Exactly.
That's why the Nigerian situation tries to destroy ethnic identities
Yes.
for the exploitation and destruction of the indigenous people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many of the political leaders of the North are the political arm of these forces.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they speak for them, they defend them, and they nothing. When the killers of the Quran, what is the difference between these Islamists
Yeah.
and those who killed these young non-parents, Fulanis that killed the Bora in Sokoto? What's the difference in the way they think?
Exactly.
It's irrationality in the way they think. And when some of their suspects were arrested, many northern groups raised funds to make sure that senior advocates of Nigeria in their times when you defend this thing, right in our and you saw professors, you saw people saying, well, it's justified, right? Few years ago, because there is a lot of cataclysmic events that is taking place under this for the fact a lot is going to happen from now for the next 1 year. We should fasten our bets.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because these people are with a mission, they are with a vision, and they understand the process of marginal gains.
Yep.
Before Sharia was legalized into Nigerian jurisprudence and constitution, around 2001, and what did the master just say? Let them have it for the sake of this. That is how you know people that are still out. I know what people talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Immediately, between 2001 and 2009, Islamic insurgency started full blown in Nigeria. Don't forget. You wanted to pacify them, that is not stop them from still taking up arms against the Nigerian states. The Nigerian civil war lasted for how many years? 3 years. The Islamic insurgency is now more than 13 years.
You see?
And it's becoming more and more powerful. It's becoming more and more entrenched. And instead of the northern Nigeria to do what they can do to de-radicalize their young ones and fight against political Islam, what are they doing? They are sponsoring it.
Yep.
They are identifying with it.
Exactly.
And they are defending it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did they do to Bala Muhammad? Mubarak Bala, who was sentenced. People don't forget that a lot has happened this year.
Yes.
Bala Muhammad was sentenced to prison in a secular state because they accused him of blasphemy in northern Nigeria. And how is it different? What is the difference between what northern Nigeria is doing and Afghanistan?
Yeah.
How is the difference? And when Afghanistan took over, when Taliban took over Afghanistan,
Yeah.
many northern politicians openly celebrated it and openly.
Yeah.
They were happy. They said it's a win-win. They were happy.
Mm.
And we didn't forget that Buhari, federal government also sent money to Afghanistan
1 million naira, I think, or $1 million, I think.
as a form of humanitarian service
Yeah.
to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
A country just didn't say, that this is Taliban, a known
Terror group.
has not become an official country.
It is.
The world has moved on. All the people that shout humanity, people that shout unity in diversity, people that shout feminism, people that shout humanitarian services, people that shout globalization have moved on.
Yeah.
They kept quiet. They
Yeah.
didn't even say anything because they are hypocrites. They
Yeah.
stand for nothing. They are useless ones who want indigenous people wiped out for their own selfish gain.
Yeah.
They moved on. And the rest of the world are trying to normalize relationship with the Taliban. And Taliban has become official and legalized.
Exactly.
Because they took over the country. The importance of that, America that prints the US, almighty America that prints the US dollars. That is the country that prints the US dollars. It can continue to print dollars and fight any battle it wants to fight in the world. Was in Afghanistan for 20 years. Let us forget. 20 good years trying to enforce democracy, trying to destroy Many European countries were also in. They were also in Afghanistan. They could not defeat the Ragtag Taliban.
No.
Now, what do you think? How do you think they are going to do? These people have shown you what they are capable of.
Yeah.
They've attacked the airports. They've attacked train stations. You know, they are still holding the captains of the train stations all more than 50 days.
Exactly.
Exactly. And people are still talking about PEDC. You are insane. You are part of them. If anybody is part of them, because this is the time. Desperate time needs desperate measures.
Indeed.
This is the time for us as Yoruba people and start thinking if the whole of Nigeria fall, Yoruba land must not fall. We must be thinking, how are we going to secure our borders? How are we going to secure our sovereignty?
Indeed.
Without security, there cannot be
Sovereignty. Thank you. Thank you.
Without that sovereignty, there is nothing like Yoruba nation.
Exactly.
It is those who are alive that can shout praise the Lord. It is those who are alive that can protect their land. This is a time for us to understand that we need to do what we need to do in order to be able to protect ourselves from what is about to come.
Yeah.
Lastly,
Yeah.
this is going to spread.
Yes.
It's going to be guerrilla warfare. Is a war of attrition.
It is.
Till people are completely decimated, the government is still going to tell you they are on top of the situation.
Exactly.
Till your own villages are totally destroyed, people are still going to tell you everything is okay. We are facing a lot of problems. There's food insecurity, energy insecurity, there is insecurity, all sorts of things. Our farmlands have been taken over. This is a classical warfare.
It is.
When Russia was fighting Ukraine, what did Russia do? Russia took over the wheat fields, the grain fields in Ukraine. Took over the place. It's common sense. These people know what they are doing.
Exactly.
They take over the place.
Indeed.
You can't go in there. Nobody will be able to come. Our people abroad will not be able to come and invest any longer.
No.
So the foreign direct investments, the money coming in from the diaspora doesn't come again. So, and you've seen what they are capable of doing. For the past 3 months ago, 4 months ago, Zamfara, Katsina, and all those places, there was internet blackout in those places. Telecommunication shut out. Telecommunication shut out. Because they knew that it was just the capital that was left alone. These people already took over. So it is like the government wins today, these people win tomorrow. The government wins today, these people win tomorrow. And the people that support, in those regions that are supposed to be responsible, they still promote Sharia, they still promote political Islam.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We are fighting the people, we are cohabiting with the people that are not ready for change. And just like Wisconsin, it is going to rest of society.
Yeah.
And the rest of us will be consumed. Let me tell you what they are about to do. They will import these people into our midst.
Yes.
And they will destroy us from within.
Yes.
10,000 people that are properly well trained.
Yes.
If they use guns and ammunition, they will subjugate 50 million people.
Easily. 10,000
people that can use the AK-47 will subjugate 50 million people. What is the population of the Nigerian army that is in Oyo State? And they try to maintain peace. Answer me, brothers and sisters. What is the population of the Nigerian army in the south? Are they even up to 100,000?
No.
So when you have the Nigerian army and you have people Ragtag army that are now almost, because the way things are going, Nigeria has close to 4 terrorist organizations operating within its
bodies. Exactly.
And they are internationally affiliated. The only people that are not internationally affiliated is Boko Haram. Each one is affiliated with ISIS. Ansaru is affiliated with Al Qaeda. The Fulani terrorists are affiliated with other Fulani militia movements across West Africa. So we are it has not even become real. We don't even know the Fulani herdsmen again. We don't even know that. We don't even know Boko Haram again.
No.
We don't know Iswap again.
No.
We don't know Assad again. We don't even know normal kidnappers again.
No.
Everybody has now, the operations have now become blood.
Yes.
We now have hybrids. You see the targeting of Christian leaders from the north
Yeah.
to the south. They go in there because they know the church has money. The church that's supposed to tell their people to prepare for self-defense are busy playing politics with the survival of their people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know you have that money. And that money, you are going to do wealth transfer. You're going to give it to them. You're going to give it to them. So this is what we have facing. This is a war that the Nigerian army and Nigerian government are not going to win. So they are going to sacrifice the south and the middle belt. So that's why you see these resettlements. So I knew this is what is going to happen. When the Janjaweed, I'm talking about the Arab Fulani militias that was created, to fight indigenous, to destroy indigenous people in Sudan. All the lands they took away from the indigenous people, they are still holding it in now. And the indigenous people cannot go back to their lands. So when there is this situation of war, land is surely going to be won or reclaimed.
Exactly.
So the land or lost, it's either you reclaim it, you won it, or you lost it. So the indigenous people who are criminally docile, unintelligent, they lack self-preservation, they lack principle, they lack ideology, because they are not intelligent to understand what is about to come, and their criminal and their leaders are criminals.
Yep.
Who have no place in hell. Even hell will not take them. So they stand there. No, they lost it. So we have a situation whereby the people will be sacrificed for the greater good.
Yeah.
The same thing they did in Just.
Yeah.
Just North was taken away from the indigenous people. They say, just give them their local government. Third class. They call themselves Jazawa now. They are not Hausa Fulanis, they are not indigenous to Just.
Yeah.
They have a local government. You know these places and one or two local government now in Just. Has now created peace in Just. No, but they've been able to turn themselves to indigenous in North through violence, and they did this less than 30 years ago.
Get the.
It
It is. Yeah.
So when you see Buhari saying that there's going to be local government autonomy, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
When they create these settlements, they will give them local government. These settlements will have local government.
Yeah.
And they will not be under the control of the state government.
Exactly.
The indigenous people will not be able to control them.
Exactly.
And they will be having direct
Control
money
from the federal government.
from the federal government. So you cannot be able to destroy them. You cannot be able to destroy them, and they will arm them to the teeth.
Chief. Yes.
You see, few months ago, few weeks ago, they said it is a helicopter that is supplying these people in the bushes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
supplying them with
Weapons,
helicopters
everything.
to supply them.
Yes.
And they are even using helicopters to also attack.
Yes.
These are not Nigerian helicopters. And you think, and you still bear. So it's not about we being very, very emotional. It's being proactive, being
Exactly.
pragmatic, being disciplined, because we need to be disciplined now. Very, very disciplined people. Because I'm very afraid of speaking in all these media platforms, because many of our people, they think it's fanfare. They just want to pull crowd.
I'm not interested. That's not the point for me.
I know that's why I'm here. I won't come with you, sir, because you respect. So, it's because many people don't even know what we are talking about.
No.
They just think, and there is no food, there is no job, we want Yoruba nation. It's more than that. We want Yoruba nation because we want to survive.
Yeah.
We want to survive. That's it. You survive now. And nobody's going to force you for saying you want to survive.
No. No.
No one's going to stop and again, there's a lot of things just coming in my mind.
Yeah.
In that Kuje prison attack, the Nigerian army warders police ran away.
Yes.
Was that different from what happened when ISIS took over Mosul?
No.
And different cities in Syria and Iraq?
No.
They ran away. The Nigerian army
Yes.
You cannot fight back on men, teach woman.
No.
They are fathers, they are fathers, they are mothers of people. They see what has happened to their comrades that were killed, voted for Nigeria. They got nothing. Absolute nothing. They will not defend you, they will run away. They will run away and they want to sacrifice us.
Yes. Yes.
For their own agenda. So it's not about somebody from the south or from the north.
No.
Our leaders, they are criminals. They will do this for their own agenda.
Yeah.
This is about Islam.
Exactly.
The people of Darfur have been Muslims for the past 400, 500 years. When they held on to their black identity, the four identities, that we are four people, black people, ethnic identity, even though we are Muslims. When Arabization started, just like colonization, they were not spared, they were massacred.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll send you the flyer.
Thank you. Before you go, talk to us about the flyer, please. Because I know you mentioned it briefly. Talk to us about the flyer.
Yeah, what we do is this from Think Yoruba First.
Yes.
We want to have basic fitness training. You know, our people should be, especially I want to start on the issue of the ritual killings.
Yeah.
That's the problem that Yoruba people we need to actually solve.
Yeah.
We need to talk sense to ourselves.
Yeah.
This is the 21st century. We should not be talking about those barbaric issues in our society, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And especially with the issue of organ trafficking.
Yeah.
The issue of organ trafficking is real.
Yeah.
And we want to believe that there is a relationship between those that are kidnapping people and those that are doing the organ trafficking, not just only for rituals.
Yeah.
We want to believe that.
Yeah.
And we've seen that security in Nigeria has broken down. All man to himself, things fall apart, the center cannot hold.
Yeah. Indeed.
It is when you are alive that you can go and report at the police station or any other station where you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
So, just like America, or Switzerland, many people don't know that Switzerland is the country where people have the most weapons in the world, not even America. People don't know. Everybody has guns, machine guns for self-defense in their own.
You see?
And Switzerland is one of the most peaceful countries in the world.
You see?
So, we are reaching that stage where the Yoruba people, before any government even declares, we need to declare martial law for ourselves.
Yeah.
Our girls, because they know women and children are vulnerable.
That's what. Thank you.
Thank you. We should be able to teach our young ones
Yeah.
how to defend themselves. We should be able to teach them, our women, basic self-defense.
Yeah.
That is what is going to happen. Our men should stop the woman men. And
Yes, sir.
the men not bad should stop the men not by mouth.
Yeah.
Be able to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why we are starting this trade. It's free.
Yeah.
You can see they are starting something is free. So you come in there, you are learning taekwondo. How to defend, how to disarm anybody coming to put a gun to your head. You understand? We are not doing anything illegal. It is to defend yourself. In case you are kidnapped, how can you be able to get out of dangerous situations? In case your society, your villages are attacked,
Thank you.
How can you be able to do one or two things?
Yes.
These are things that everybody should have. Everybody should be able. If you are under 60, you are even over 60, take your fitness very important.
Very.
Join us.
Yeah. Indeed.
Join us on every Saturday. You see, there's a number there. Call that number.
Yeah.
WhatsApp that number.
Yeah.
We are starting from Akure.
Yes.
And we are starting from Futa. Futa is where we have a lot of our young ones, the yoppie,
Yeah.
the younger guys, So we are starting from Futa and we want to have it across Yoruba land. So the pilot scheme starts in Futa. So, and after that, we are going to take it to across all the Yoruba speaking spaces. We are Yoruba first.
Yes.
Charity should always begin at home.
Boom.
I'm
Yes.
sorry to say it. If the Benin people want to defend themselves, if the Igbo people want to do this, if the young people want to do this, they should go and do it on their own. We want to survive. We existed before the creation of Nigeria, and we want to still exist when
Exactly. Yeah. No, very said. Well said. No, that's brilliant. Listen, thank you very much. One more thing before you go. We will probably do a show whereby we're going to talk about this a bit more in the coming days. So, because I want to do this show, everything right now. Before you go, so our focus right now. What should our focus be right now across the whole of the Middle Belt and South? What should our focus be? Yes. You know what that means? Yes. Yes. There are people are also in the middle belt. So when we say middle belt, are you including people that have also bought into the idea of Wahhabism? No. All I am saying is right now, with whoever is doing the killings, we need to confront them in our communities, and that is my focus. Mm. This is the future and spirit of Nigeria. Mm. Yoruba militias protecting Yoruba land. Yes. Igbo militias protecting Igbo land. They're already doing that, yes. Benin militias preventing Benin land. Protecting Benin land, yes. Militias protecting. Indeed, that's exactly what we want. Efik militias protecting Efik. Yes. T. Exactly. The Yoruba people are not going to split one blood. No. Because we don't have even the resources to secure our state. Exactly. Talkless of prognosing to other people. I'm being very blunt this afternoon. No. I think we need to say it as it is, and you're right. We need to. People don't know how dangerous things are. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. And these people, because they do nothing, they don't see the evil that is coming. They are the ones that are very easy to shout BBC. Yeah. They are the people that will say, let us make it work. They are the people that talk about crazy things on Twitter, crazy things on Facebook. Things that have never worked anywhere in the world. They want to use their people for social experiments, colonization and Arabization. No problem. The Yoruba people are a people of over 70 million people. A powerful civilization. Yes. We will not talk like minorities. We will defend our land. Exactly. Yeah. So that is it. When we do this, other people can come on board. Did you see that after Amoteco, there is no region in Nigeria that is as organized, no matter how crazy it is, like us, as preparing for this day? Nobody. They're not interested. There's a reason why they don't do that. You go to Edo, it is even the people like you from other places where the communities are even creating their own vigilantes. Yeah. But we did something. And you see what the federal government, the likes of Malami, Sheikh Dalba, and all these people are threatening us. Yes. Yeah. Threatening us that we should not defend ourselves. Yeah. Because you must not defend yourself. You must not have the means to fight back. Yes. They are powerful. They are very powerful when they are decimating minorities. Whenever they are decimating these defenseless people. Yeah. That's why when they fight at your weakest point. They will not come and fight. They will go into villages, wipe them out. That's what I mean. Let me shock you, sir. There are more people living in villages in Nigeria than in the cities. Exactly. And that's what I've been saying. I've been saying that. You don't have enough lands in the cities. There are more lands in the villages. And that is what they've been trying to make us not know this fact. And I've been saying it. That I've got a system called Community Action Plan Against Terrorism. I said every community, be it village, hamlet, you need to put yourself together and protect yourself as a unit and work together. And you just exemplify what you just exactly stated why we need to do this, because those villages are where they're going to attack. That's where they're going to attack, and they wipe out, like you're saying. Man. Okay. Thanks so much for coming on this short notice. We will do a proper program, and we'll come and do an analysis and discussion on the fitness, self-defense that you're talking about, that you spoke about. And you said it's going to take place. The fourth place is in Akure. And there's a number on the screen for others. I'm going to read out: 0703 610 2288. It's for that area, they're going to start from there first. You need self-defense, practical self-defense, increased strength, increased fitness, increased flexibility, improved self-confidence, reduce stress and tension. Yoruba, think Yoruba first. So yeah, I'm happy to promote that because this is about our safety as her people, and we need to continue to work on this collectively together. So thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate the time. We will come and have a proper discussion, and we'll bring you on air, and we can have a discussion about this. And I hope people will learn from that. Thank you so much. It's been shared on the screen as I speak to you right now. So thank you so much. All right, take care now. Bye bye. Thank you for calling. Bye. So that was my brother there from Think Yoruba First. You've got the thing on the screen. And you can see what that means. It's about protecting ourselves now. It really is about protecting ourselves. And I'm telling you, again, I'm about to show you something again, which you shouldn't be alarmed at. But this is the reality of what they're doing. Speaking again on what there's every angle, from a financial aspect, from a spiritual aspect, from a survival aspect. It's like they're squeezing and trying to, suck the life out of the indigenous people so they can take our land. A person without land is not a person. Without land, you're not Yoruba man. That land is what makes you Yoruba land. And that's something that you hand to your coming generation. And it is time we stand up for it. I'm speaking to you if you're Biafran. I'm speaking to you if you're Yoruba. As a Yoruba man, I have to defend Yoruba land. As a Biafran, you must defend Biafra. As a middle belt, you have to defend Biafra. And a middle belt. And that's what we need to do. And it's time for talking is over. It is collective action we need. And we need, whilst we're talking, these guys are taking steps to take our land. That's the reality. I've shown you the broadcast just to, so I'll bring that back out. Before I go ahead, what I'm saying is that they know that if they stop your farming, you cannot feed yourself. If you cannot feed yourself, you are easy to be defeated. And we need to make sure we bring the link back. That is why we're talking about community action plan against terrorism. We're talking about that seriously and urgently. What we need now is action. Going to talk to UN and all that, I don't believe in any of that now. The only person that can save us is ourselves. I'm saying it on my platform. The only people that can save us is ourselves. And it's by working together in our communities. That is how we can save our communities. No matter how many people you go and talk to, whilst we are talking, they will wipe out an entire community. You've seen the plan now. They talked about the what's it called? This thing. I'll show you briefly. Let me just go back and bring that again. They're talking about one second, Joe. Just give me a minute. Yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna just get the resettlement cities. Resettlement of what? They're moving people who own the land, and they're bringing in Fulanis in, and they're making the Fulanis the host communities that they will fund very much, that they will be getting money from central government, and the state government will not be able to control them. That's what they're trying to say. We should stop supporting one Nigeria. One Nigeria is a fraud. The quicker you realize that, the better for all of us. We need to get away from this archaic and nonsense thinking that will save us. I'll come back to that one. Let me show you this in the meantime. I wasn't going to do that, but I'm going to show you. The water bill is another thing you need to be aware of. The water bill. Reintroduction of the controversial water bill. Count us out. Benue government fumes. Exactly. Benue State government has again kicked against controversial water resource bill, which was reintroduced in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. As we're speaking, the bill triggered controversy in the National Assembly between 2017 and 2020. They're bringing this again to try and just take everything from us. And that's what I'm saying to you. So, it was reintroduced on Wednesday by the chairman of the House of Committee, Sada Soli from Katsina State. Recall that the Mohammed Buhari administration has sent the proposed law to the National Assembly as an executive bill on April 11, 2017. The bill, however, sparked outrage as many Nigerians interpreted the proposed law as a plot to grab the waterways and hand same to Fulani pastoralists. Exactly. On Tuesday, 7th of July 2020, the bill was introduced into the Ninth Assembly by Honorable Sada Soli. It was reconsidered on July 3rd, 2020, pursuant to the Order 12 Rule 18 of the Standing Order of the House of Representatives was eventually thrown out. Following the recent resolution of the bill by the same lawmaker, the Benin government, in a statement by Tava Akase, special advisor to the media and publicity, Governor Samuel Otom, wondered why the bill continues to resurface from President Buhari's region. The statement reads, "It is suspicious that only members of the president's home state, Katsina, have continued to introduce water bill before the National Assembly when almost every other member thinks differently. The above background is important to enable Nigeria see the trajectory of the agenda to deprive indigenous people of their God-given lands and water resources." God-given land and water resources. I'm telling you to wake up. If you still think this is about elections, then I'm giving you yet more evidence. Now, the bill, which seeks to bring all water resources, surface and underground, as well as riverbanks, under the control of the federal government through its agencies, is anti-federalism and negates the rights of Nigerians to their ancestral resources. And you still believe in one Nigeria. Read on. The bill, in addition to its provisions which are grossly at variance with the Land Use Act, is disguised land grabbing legislation designed to grant pastoralists unhindered access to river basins, adjacent marine and coastal environments across the country. The bill is another version of rural and cattle colonies whose objective is to create grazing areas in 36 states of the Federation for herders and their livestock. We fault the submission of the Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabamila, on the day the bill was introduced, that all governors contributed in drafting the new bill. We find it unconscionable that Speaker mentioned Governor Samuel Otom as one of those who endorsed the bill. You see, they are even forcing Gbajabamila to lie. This is, good morning. I read your book from UAE. Thank you. Good afternoon to you. Sorry. So, Governor Otom's stand against the cattle colonies, Ruga, and the water resource bill has been consistent, and he won't shift his position now. We wonder what the interest of the Honorable Speaker in the said bill is, that he wants a draft to draft every governor into the endorsing the proposed legislation. So, Gbajabamila has now said that every governor signed up. Clearly, Governor Otom did it. I wonder even if he didn't speak to anybody, but he's been told to say that. This is all to take our land. Talk about one Nigeria. Wake up. We are giving you, I'm giving you evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence that one Nigeria is a fraud. We must break away from continental Nigeria. They can keep their one Nigeria in the north. We are a Yoruba nation and we will stand on our own. Collectively, we can achieve this. You cannot get sovereignty without having security. And that's what I'm telling you. We need to do that collectively together. In every community, you have a role to play in this. If the communities are not protecting themselves, the sovereignty cannot be guaranteed. And that is what we're saying. We need our communities to be able to build that network, safe community, and then we can build it, and then we cement the nation. They are integral. Every part of it is integral and important in this venture in creating Yoruba nation. They are trying to take our land, our resources, everything from us. We have no other choice but to go for Yoruba nation. That is the only solution. No other choice. Now, listen on. Governor Otom's stand against cattle colonies, Ruga, and water resource bill has been consistent, and he won't shift his position now. We wonder what the interest of the Honorable Speaker in the said bill is, that he wants to draft every governor into endorsing the proposed legislation. The governor not every governor signed up to it, and is lying clearly. So, it's by inference, all other governors, we must take it as well that no governor supports this, but they're trying to impose it, and they're using it because it's a tool. Don't forget, it was put in there. The way he became the speaker was all part of their plan to try, in the first tenure of Buhari. You all know that rigmarole and what happened there, compensation and everything. But it's a way to control him. Look, let's carry on. Coming at the time when Nigerians are clamoring for proper federalism, which entails devolution of powers to states and local governments, the introduction of water resource bill by Buhari administration to deprive the people of their water resource is not only unfortunate but also smacks of insensitivity. Initiators of the obnoxious national water resource bill are not only insensate, but have also shown abhorrence of Nigeria's unity, as well as the current mood of the national people. nation. When people are slaughtered in their homes, even the clergy are not spared by terrorists. Shouldn't the presidency be more concerned about providing a lasting solution to the orgy of killings across the country? The federal government doesn't seem to be bothered that Nigeria is bleeding from the torture inflicted on the people by rapacious herdsmen who are bent on expropriating farmlands. All that matters to the present administration is to turn parts of this country into safe havens for the herders and their animals. Hundreds of people have been killed, while homes and properties worth billions have been destroyed. Sadly, all that Nigeria gets to hear from their leaders is to learn to live with their countrymen. Whose countrymen? Those killer headsmen? Exactly. We want to alert Nigerians again that if the National Water Resource Bill is passed into law, the right of the citizens over freshwater resources, ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, and springs will be taken away with impunity. The bill will deny states and local government authorities, as well as the individuals, the right to make use of water in their backyard until they get permission from Abuja. The federal government's insistence to take over control of water resources across the country is tantamount to suppression and enslavement of indigenous people of this country. That is your APC government who are telling you to vote in elections. Whilst you are being distracted with elections, they are trying to pass a bill that will deny you access to resources, water in your own land, and you still believe in one Nigeria. You better wake up. Wake up. Now, we state unequivocally that Benue will not be part of the National Water Resources Bill. Our state should therefore be counted out of any discussion that pertains to the bill. We call on other state governors to rise and resist the land and water bill currently before the National Assembly. This is an opportunity for all patriots to stand to be counted as those who resisted a modern-day slavery. We equally call on members of the National Assembly to once more act as true representatives of the people. For the sake of posterity, throw away the water bill. They should remember that the destiny of our 200 million Nigerians lies in their hands. So, what I'm saying, again, is this. I'm restating the point I made earlier. Any talk, maybe somebody's trying to call in. Okay. Hello? Hello, Ekason. Okay. Hello? Hello? Clearly? Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I've just been so busy. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not to do this later on. I just can't want to machine. Let me just see. And what is this about? I'm not quite sure. I think she's calling. I'm sorry. What is happening? Well, obviously they're asking for something, so to help them. And I know. Again, this is what we're saying. We shouldn't be in a situation where people are asking us to. I think it's to do with funds, and I'm not too sure to assist her as much as I can. I understand that, but let me see what she said. Okay, that was yesterday. Oh, I see. You see, people, as I'm talking to you now, people are asking and calling and asking for funds. Now, ordinarily, of course, I'd like to help everybody. I would like to help everybody. But this is the point. You see, we are talking about your land and your water being taken. If we do not stand together and go for Yoruba nation, we are going to be slaves in our own land. That cannot go. That's what I just got a call just now. Asking to help with whatever, send something. I'll do what I can when I can, but I get those kind of calls every day. Loads. And I'm saying to you all, this is about this is our resources that they are collecting, and this is so sickening, and it really is a time that we wake up and know that this idea, our people need to know at home that you are sitting on gold mine, literally, but the people in government are denying you access to your gold mine, your resources. And they are making you depend on us. What you have at home is more than enough to be able to take care of yourself and your family. And in fact, all of us back home who are here. And we cannot, there's only give. Like I said, so many calls. Sometimes I can't even reply to all. So, I'm just trying to put this before you all. Let me see. So I'm just trying to 1 second. So I'm just trying to put this to you to show that the water bill has been surfaced again by the federal government. Governor Otom has spoken unequivocally. He's not for it. He's against it. But Abiy Ahmed even lied and said every governor signed up to it to try and trick others to vote. I mean, this is, and you're talking about one night. This is something that would impact your life. Tinubu and Peter Obi are not talking about this. It means that for you to take your water in your backyard, you have to go and get permission from the federal government. And you're talking about one Nigeria. We are bringing as much information as we can. We're not here for tito-tato. We're here to save lives. We need to open your mind to know that you need to take steps to free yourself. The song goes like this. Maybe I'll remind you. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of it can stop at a time. How long must they kill our prophets? Whilst we stand aside and look, whoa. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. One more time. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of it can stop at a time. How long must they kill our prophets? Once we stand aside and look, whoa. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, yeah, redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. We have all been enslaved. We've been lied to. There is more in our land that they've made us to believe. They want to take it all and enslave us in our land. It is time we stand together. The only option is for us to go for community action plan against terrorism to protect our individual communities. Work together. Break away from contractor Nigeria. Our own security will guarantee our Yoruba nation. Providing ourselves will ensure that we have the sovereignty. We need to work together. I'm bringing this to you. We'll bring more information to you as and when we get it. But you can see, we're talking to you about the fact that they brought the water bill. It's another way to try and take our land and our resources. We need to say no. I can't overemphasize how important the points that we raised here is. Those of you watching, please share this broadcast. Don't forget, before you go, as you're watching, I want to thank you all watching on Oduduwa TV Radio, on Citizen AY, on all of the platforms that we have. Please endeavor to share this broadcast. Reach more people. Let us reach more people with this broadcast. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Let us help us share this broadcast. Right now, the point, we are in a really critical point. 1,000 terrorists freed by the federal terrorists. Where are they going to go? They're coming into our communities and they're going to kill. They are already in the forest with guns and everything else. We need to devise a plan. Again, I mentioned it. Community action plan against terrorism. That is something that you can take on and do within your community right now. We can give whatever we can in terms of funds, but look, we need to work together in the end. It is only us who is going to save us. Those who you think the people who are going to go and take guns to kill us, like my brother said, they always make sure that the people they're going to kill are going to be defenseless, and they will just go in and take and wipe us out. And they're going to be preaching to the world, oh yes, we got the solution to the problem. The solution is to take our land in their eyes. We mustn't let that happen. We need to work together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring it to an end here. We took 1 or 2 calls, but maybe we'll do a Yoruba version of this later on, and maybe with more updates as we come along. And we'll talk to us. Oh, somebody just called in. Who's this now? Oh, let me just check that. Oh, somebody just called me now. Let me just take. Okay, I'll take that call. 1 second. Somebody just called. Let me. No. I don't know. Let me just do this. Hang on, I'll take this 1 call, then I'll go. Sorry about that. Let me just do that again. Sorry, let me just take this call. I saw somebody just call, and it may be a good idea to actually take this call before I go. So that's there. So I don't know why that happened. So. Okay, there we go. Let's take that one. I think that's that one there. Let me call it again. No. I just saw the call just now. 1 second, please. I just want to check that what I saw. What's the number? So let me just see what is going on about. Let's have a look. Let me see. I'm just trying to get this. I don't think I'm going to put that call on now because I'm going to have to wait and do another thing with that. Let me see. Let me try. We'll try something. Let me try something here. Okay. 1 minute, please. Just give me a minute. I want to give this an opportunity to maybe. Okay. I'll try this way. Let's see if it works. Somebody's trying to call, but I'm not so sure. So I'll leave them to take the call. I'll take the call. Hello? Yes, Ekasi. Ekama. Enema. Darema. Esho. More alive. Benny. Okay. Esho. Makwele. Esho. So, I'm going to have to talk afterwards. There's something else they wanted to talk about, so it'll be after the show. So, listen, I wanted to make sure that people understand the information that we're trying to share now is about protecting our lives and making sure that we're all aware in our communities. Right now, we haven't got time to waste. As we speak, Nigeria's commission to build resettlement cities for refugees. Who are the refugees? The indigenous people. We need to put a stop to this nonsense. Enough. You see? And they're going to displace us and make the Fulanis the host communities that we're going to go and live in our own land. We need to wake up and stop this nonsense. Enough of this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thanks for watching. Please share this broadcast. Help us reach more people. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen Network on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. And for those of you subscribing to us on Obi and Tinubu, thank you also. So continue to subscribe to both platforms, Lady Best and Mobile and other platforms. Let us help us grow this. The information we have here is important. The 1,000 terrorists, they're coming into our forests and towns shortly, and they will be killing. You've seen the armored tanks being moved into Agbo in Biafra land. They're used to go and kill the indigenous people. And you've seen that they're trying to create resettlement cities, whereby they're going to move us, the indigenous people, into those cities where they would have made the Fulanis the host in those cities they create to take our land. We need to wake up. This is not, none of them, Tinubu or Peter Obi, they are not just saying anything about this. You heard about the water bill. Water bill is to take our land and resources. And they're still telling you to vote. Vote for what? We need to go for Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Nation, and we need to work to save ourselves. None but ourselves can free our minds. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. It is only us who can rescue us. Forget the UN, forget anybody else. We are on our own. We need to understand that we are on our own. The UN will not come to our rescue. We must rescue ourselves. Nobody else. The federal government and those in power now, the Tinubus and the Obi, they're not going to rescue you. They just want you to vote in a useless exercise. Civil war is upon us. That's what is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll be back later on. Before I go, let's sing the Yoruba National Anthem and we'll wrap it up. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún orílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, ká gbéga, ká gbéga fáyẹ̀rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù lábọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá, ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. I thank you for watching. Hope you found this informative, and please do share the broadcast. And also look out for the soon to happen training, martial arts training that was first kick off on July 23rd in Akure, as said by Think Yoruba First. The number was on the screen. We'll share that again. We'll be bringing them live on the program. And of course, don't forget about what we talked about, the Community Action Plan against terrorism. Every community must devise a plan to protect and make themselves safe and secure. Don't forget the warning system: danger, red for danger, yellow for be alert, yellow for be alert, green for low risk. You know, those are the kind of things we need to put in place. We need to protect ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it. Self-defense is a very important tool right now. Everybody, get yourself fit. Get ready. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We do appreciate those of you. If you want to share the broadcast, please help us share the broadcast. If you want to give us stars, we appreciate that. The account number is scrolling across the screen. Whatever you can give to help us, we appreciate that, because we try to reach people at home. As you saw on air, I got a call. Somebody wants us to send funds to them, because that's what our people have been reduced to. It's time we free ourselves so that our people can live as true, great Yoruba people that we are. We can do this together collectively. Community Action Plan is the way to go. Community Action Plan against terrorism. We need to work together. Enough of the talk. We need collective action. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let us do one more thing before you go. You know what to do. Let us just do this. So subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, and of course, finally, give us a thumbs up. I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure talking to you all, and hopefully, please don't just keep the information that we've shared here shared here to yourself. Share to family and friends. You could save your life. It's time that we get up, honestly. So please, 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 it is urgent. We mustn't relent. Our safety is our number one priority. Our safety is our number one priority. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Bye for now.